Hey, y'all. Laura here from Laura's World. As you know, if you're here, we're going to wait till a few people come in. But I'm out here in my garden, as you can see, doing real world stuff, enjoying life. And all you hating chicks and bitches. Curves, baby. Curves and muscle. Work out, eat better. You know, grow your own fruit and vegetables like I am. But while we're out here waiting for some people to come in, let me give you an update on my garden. Let me turn it around. There's the new corn. Second set. The old corn's all done. The tomatoes. I already picked my first watermelon. I'm going to show you guys, but look, there's the second. I'm about to show you the third. Look at that. I'm so excited that I have been able to. Oh, let me show you. I got another new cantaloupe. After I already had my first three. If the plant's still healthy and flowering, guys, keep doing it. Hey, spokesman. Hey, Janie. How you doing? It's all love, girl. Spokesman, it's good to see you. So I don't know how many's in here. So I'm going to wait a few more seconds and then we're going to begin. So, but I do like to just brag a little bit. I don't take enough time. I let my haters talk their shit. But guys, I know you jealous. I know you jealous. A 55-year-old that looks better than most of you, in better shape than most of the bitches that you're fucking at 35 and 40. I just had to brag a little bit, guys. Sorry. You know, you work out. You get to brag a little bit once in a while, right? Hi, Elmo. Hey, Zesty. I mean, I've been on here almost 3 years. According to Hoot, it's been 4, or I've been 3 years, going on 4, nowhere near 4. I'm close to 4 that I've had my channel, but that won't be to the end, toward the end of the year when I've had my own channel. I think like October. And I got some visitors out here with me, guys. I want to show you. I showed you my lovely. Hold on. Look at all the strawberries. I got some strawberries I gotta be picking. And look at all these blooms. When it's 100 degrees. Hey, Ryder, say hi. Hi, Mama. Say hi. Turbo, say hi to everybody. How you doing? I'm living my best life, guys. I miss everybody at the Redneck Rave. Kudos to y'all. I talked a few into going, and they wanted to go to see me. We've been friends for a while, but things didn't work out. All right. I'm not one that needs a lot of views, but this had to be said. I've been watching. Hey, Saw Sister. Hey, Sister. Meg, my sister. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Ashley. It is so good to see you. Stone Dad. If I've missed anybody, I apologize. I'm on my phone outside. I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard to see everybody. All right. Accountability. I see a lot of losers. I see a lot of haters. I'm here talking about accountability. That, there's some people that need to be held accountable. All right. Shall we start at the top then? This is for you, Johnny, and all your supporters. You know, a lot of you claim accountability, but your fingers are only pointing to Tim and Chop. I don't see how you're not pointing at yourselves because there's everybody. There's only a few on here that can claim they have never been in the drama. They have never attacked anybody. They've never done some shitty shit. They've never attacked a woman. They've never attacked anybody. So we're going to start with accountability. Then that seems to be Johnny's word of the day and a couple of you haters. Let's start at the top. Where did all the drama in the country rap begin? We're going to rewind almost 6 years ago. It started when Church was discovered on Vine, and he brought himself to YouTube, claiming to be a master troll. Wait, what was that word? Troll. Huh. A lot of people like to say that Tim brought the trolls in, but I've even seen a couple trolls have some balls and guts and stand up and say, no, Tim had nothing to do with the troll community. He befriended a few. Some were a big mistake because, he forgot the golden rule. Not everybody's a good person like he tries to be. Not everybody's really trying to be a friend and make friendships. They're literally using people to get one level ahead so they get those views and those subs because they are about the money. What's funny is for the first 5 years Tim was on here, do you know he asked artists never shout him out? He asked them not to put him on their community post, and he never got super chats. That didn't start till 2025 when Chop and Hickerbilly and a few others were getting their super chats. He's never charged for a music video. There isn't any other music creator, a reactor out there that hasn't at least said, if you pay me, I'll put you ahead of the list. Tim's never even did that. He don't request any money, doesn't demand it, and he was made to feel uncomfortable back then. Now he is getting some money from people, the memberships and some super chats. That started with Just in Time. It started with Bev from Outlaw Nation and T Dam and a couple others in the chat. And I salute you and I respect you. And you all have even said, you don't have to do a super chat for Tim. So we started with the top with Church. Not only was he a troll when he started his YouTube channel for his music, he would get on and he would make fun of other people. If you didn't follow him, you were mocked. And then his little goons, starting with, the 12 points and the church followers, the cult members, because there were good church Creek Squad members too. Let's not forget that. Not everybody's lumped in as a crack squad. They would, on his command, go and ruin channels. They would ruin reactors. They would go after the chatters. They went after what? Women supporters. They even tore down a few of the only female reactors in the lane on Church's behalf. He even paid people to destroy channels or try to. But then he became, from once being the troll, he became the topic of all the trolls. But then let's start down from there. When Church came in, he brought two, what everybody on the internet back then deemed as losers, Square and Johnny Gobble. When they came in, they brought the rest of the trolls because they went after Square, who was trying to be a badass troll and going after Johnny, who in turn, Johnny kept trolling and attacking. Hold on. Even threatening to reach out to who? His minor sister. It don't matter if you didn't do it. You still did it. You talk shit about children. You talked ill about dead children. So did Square. Everybody in this community that were Creek Squad and that are still in here, and most still Creek Squad that follow, let's say, 12 Points Chat, his 60 or 70 loyal fans that follow him only for Church, they all attacked her. And the reason why even Tim was part of it, I can honestly say I wasn't on YouTube. I'm probably one of the only ones that can say for sure that I never attacked her. But you all attacked because Ryan told you all she was going to the cops to get him hemmed up and thrown in jail for an essay. And everybody bought that. But as time went on, people started noticing, well, she disappeared. So people kind of forgot about her. But people like 12 Point and his group, his community, his chat, still dog her, still down a woman. All because she made some mistakes with Church, but Church made mistakes with her. So then you got Johnny, who attacked women. All of them did, even Tim. But what's funny is most of you haven't reached out to her and apologized. Oops, but did Tim? And did she accept it? Oh, yes. Cross Official decided to take a 6-year-old video that doesn't look like Tim anymore because people age as they get older. And of course, she didn't recognize who he was. So she did comment, who cares about what this old guy says about me? Not realizing who it was that she's already accepted his apology several months ago. So, as well as other men who are actual real men who stood up and says, you know what? You didn't go to the cops to try to hem up this guy. He put that out there to lie so people attacked you. Because if she would have went and tried to report him, hell yeah, that she would have been a bitch for that, and she would have been wrong for that. Because what happened was both mistakes on both parts. She was just as guilty for her part as he was. So moving forward from there, Johnny and Square started the trolls. They started getting attacked because they were attacking people. But see, he don't take accountability for that. He wants to point the finger that, oh, Tim brought the trolls in. This person, Chop, did this. It's all about they need to get accountability. Well, I don't see you admitting that you are the reason that the trolls came in, Johnny. You and Church and Square brought the trolls into this community, into the country rap community. And you worship the king troll who does and says foul shit. I haven't heard you tell Church to accept accountability. None of you, Creek Squad. How about you, 12 Point? There's a lot of you. We're going to take accountability. Let's take accountability. I don't see anybody in 12 Point's chat or 12 Point or Johnny or his chat reaching out and telling people, I'm sorry to all the attacks that they did or all the foul shit that they've said. And I don't hear a one of you standing up and saying, Church, you have accused Katie of some foul shit. She made mistakes, but she was 19, had never been with a man. He was in his 30s, which keep that in mind, guys. I'll be bringing that point back up too about the age of him and Katie. So he gets on and he accuses people of being pedos. He accuses people of being sex traffickers, drug traffickers, RICO acts. He calls the FBI. He talks to cops, brings cops to his house. And you cowards, yes, you starting with you, 12 Point, are too afraid to call out your buddy. But you do not mind pointing your finger at all the ones who don't like Church. But let's take accountability. Those that go after Church aren't going after his supporters. But wait a minute. Here's the hypocrisy. Here's where the drama starts, that there's no accountability. All of you supporting Church go after anybody that's against Church. You attack the people that don't like Church, and you go after their supporters. You do everything you can to wreck a person's reputation, doxing them, trying to get their channels taken down. Where's that accountability? You're right, Johnny. Where's that accountability? You're right. There should be more accountability. So let's call out your daddy. Let's start there. Hey, Church, how about you apologize to Katie for your part in the wrongdoing? She owes you an apology. I will stand with you on that. But you up there accusing people falsely, and Johnny and others are cheering you in the chat. So does 12 Point. He deliberately does your bidding like a little weasel. He's got to go after anybody that doesn't like you. Now that's a real puppet. That's the one with Church's hand up his ass, because he'll do anything to defend his boy. But yet, let somebody call him out. Oh, they're on the radar. So let's take accountability and start, Johnny, with you and your team, with the Creek Squad that's still supporting everything that Church says and does about other people. Oh, what's that? Crickets. Because see, you're a hypocrite. Everybody in Mike 12 Points chat is a hypocrite. I see you, Sherry. I see you. Because here's what you do. You all sit over there talking shit as Mike 12 Point has no content, but taking everybody else's content and talking shit on those people and twisting the narratives and lying. And you all sit there and do nothing but drama. But yet you're pointing your finger at Tim and Chop and everybody that's against Ryan. Their drama. What the fuck do you guys think you're doing when you're sitting in those chats talking shit on people? Or you go in people's comments and you talk shit on them? Hey, knock knock. Hey, cluelesses. Guess what? You're all drama. That's right. I pulled a Church. You're all drama. You're all as guilty of stirring the pot, of starting shit, of harassing people. But because you're Church supporters, it's okay that you go after anybody who doesn't like Church. Even though not a single one of you cowards in those chats have ever been attacked by an Adam Calhoun supporter, a Just in Time supporter, or any of the content creators over here. The only time your name is mentioned is if you jump on somebody else's panel and you attack them, but you don't hold yourself accountable. There's only like maybe a handful, I would say no less than 12 people on this whole community that have never been involved in drama. Victoria and Camo Steve are two that we know for a fact that have never inserted themselves to be in the drama. Every one of you, every one of us, because I'm included, then leaves a nasty comment or talks shit or agrees with somebody. Guess what? We in the drama. That's right. The drama. So you hypocrites, look in the mirror. Because you like to point out what Tim's doing, what Chomp's doing, what Justin Time's doing, what Savannah's doing. But you know what? I don't see you taking accountability that, hey, Johnny, you say you're on positive, then why is every live you got, you're talking down on other people? But you're better. You're above that. You're living your best life. You're not in that drama. You're talking about people that don't say your name. You encourage others. Let's talk about accountability, how Red Reaper threatened to off himself with Tylenol and pew-pews on several lives over words because he got clowned, because he got catfished by a man pretending to be a sexy woman. And the way he looks, thinking he was getting a 10. And then he blamed everybody else. That's his only hatred he has of Tim, is Tim sat on a panel and laughed at him. Tim's never done a shit thing to him. But he wants attention now to take it off that he's so weak that he was going to unalive himself on the internet over being laughed at. That's who you guys are shouting out. Oh, yeah. Shout out the weak ones who are so weak as men and women that they let words actually want to, well, they don't really mean it. They want attention. So they'll use a disgusting manner that there are people out there suffering mentally that are really contemplating this, that need our help and need people's help. But you got weak ones like him because he got catfished and other people laugh at him. That's why he attacks Tim, because Tim left, but he ain't got the balls to go after the ones that really went after him and called him a fake fireman. Come on, Red Reaper. Show that you're a man with some balls. Call out the ones that actually started the trolling of you. Where's your accountability? Oops. You just go live and say that you want to see Tim head blown off so you could stand there and watch it and watch his blood. And guess who promotes you? Who? The same man that said he was going to blow a hole in Tim's head. Uh-oh. Funny how birds of a feather flock together. I see you. Everybody sees you. So you want accountability, all of you on the Creek Squad side that are still running with your fake shit. Well, let's do accountability. None of us call you out. I don't see Tim going after you, Sherry. He don't even know who you are, but you run your mouth every single day that a Creek Squad member's live or puts a community post out or a video. Miss, I'm a grandmother and I don't understand how their grandparents and can be on the internet doing drama. Bitch, look in the mirror. Ain't you like 59 years old or 60, your damn self with grandkids being on the internet doing drama? Take accountability. You all some fake ass people. Because you know what? When Tim's wrong, I've gone in his YouTube room while he's live and corrected him. And when I've caught it, I went on a live and called him out for going to Paintsville. Because you know what? I'll take accountability. I do try to stay out of it. Unless he's attacked on lies and fake context, missing context, twisted narratives. I do stay out of it. And I have never once, and I challenge somebody to prove it, where I've just attacked somebody who didn't come at me first. Because I don't get into other people fighting. If I like you, I stand with you. And oh, Jasmine, let's talk about your accountability, shall we? In your messages to me, you quit fucking with me, not because I was a snake, because Tim was going after church and after the whole community in Creek Squad kicked your ass to the curb. You found a way to get back in. You used Kurt and his channel. You're weaseling up to the same people that dogged your ass. What a beta, what a weak person. Because you know what? You threw away the people that stood by you, who were neutral. All because I didn't call out my husband because he was going after Ryan. You said he was doing Adam's bidding. If he was doing Adam's bidding, why didn't he go after all of you that were talking shit on him? See, that's you and Creek Squad. Only you guys go after people calling out your leader because you're his puppets. Tim has never attacked a Ryan Upchurch supporter unless they've come at him first. He doesn't go and say, oh, hey, Sherry, I see you talking about Adam. You bitch. But you'll run around and say, Tim's a bitch. Look at him talking about Adam. You're a hypocrite. Everybody in Mike 12 Points, you're a fucking hypocrite. Because all of you weasels do videos, you do lives, you're in every comment, every community post, doing drama. Where's your accountability, folks? Come on, this is what this is about. Stand up. Put your accountability out there. You got some balls? Or you really a woman? You an alpha bitch? You an alpha man? Then stand up. Show your accountability. Because you know what? I've seen Tim apologize on live to several people, and he's admitted. If you can prove that I've done that, I'll be a man and I'll apologize. How about videos being painted that Tim, look at the kind of man Tim is, what a piece of shit. Why don't you put out why he went after somebody, losers? Because you're trying to get a view off of using Tim because you want attention. You're doing the bidding of somebody else who doesn't like Tim. That makes you a lower beta bitch who feels inferior to Tim and other men. So you do the bidding of other men like cowards because nothing was done to you. He's never attacked you. He never came at you. When he did in the past, the amends were made. Stood by you. Ain't never said your name in a negative, but yet you're still running your mouth. Why? Because you need attention. But oh, it's not about the views. But you don't put why he went after somebody, and you don't put the after effect that right after he didn't. If he didn't apologize, he still would say that he wouldn't do that because usually he does apologize when he goes reckless, just like saying he'd hire somebody to attack Square. Nobody dare, none of you losers put out why he said that or that you were laughing and agreed with Tim. But now, 12 Point, you're saying that Tim has it on his computer, knowing these new people don't know a fucking thing about the facts. Why don't you play the video where he says he would hire? Or how about you play the 7 videos after where he got on panels with him and made a public apology like a man? I ain't seen you ever apologize. Hey, Johnny, I ain't never seen you apologize to the people you talk shit on daily and still do. Even though they're not talking, oh, they don't want to see me happy. They're pissed that I've got a house and that I've got a used motorcycle and all. Well, you know what, Johnny? Where? The people you're talking about aren't talking about you, but you're too coward to talk about the people who do talk about you. Sissy. Why, Johnny? Why? Tim ain't talking about you, but you still running your mouth. Ain't that funny? Talk about accountability. Take accountability, Johnny. You talking about Gotcha Man still and about BBCs? Weren't you accused of messing with the BBC? Didn't you, one of your old ladies mess with the BBC? Where's your accountability? You hypocrite. All of you over there pointing your fingers over on this side, you're a bunch of two-faced fucking cop supporting, rat supporting bitches. Johnny, how many times have you called the cops? Steeper, your ex, multiple times, lied on her that she was talking about you when she wasn't, and we all know it. You had a bracelet, an ankle bracelet put on her to track her because you lied saying she was coming to your wife's job harassing her, knowing it was a lie. How the cops were able to do that without receipts or proof, I still don't understand why they violated your ex's rights, civil rights. She should sue because she would win. Especially with no receipts that she ever went to your jobs and were harassing you guys. But you don't mind getting on live harassing them. Going on live and calling your son a pedo. Complaining that people called you a pedo, but you go on Four Brothers and, oops, did you not call Tim a pedo several times or a groomer? Yeah, funny how that works. But you knew about the baggers for 5 years and never said anything, Johnny, but it fits your narrative now, right? How about asking yourselves, everybody, when you watch those bagger videos, how did Tim know exactly what to say? Maybe because he was told what to say and what to ask, that it was scripted ahead of time and it was admitted. But I know it fits your narrative. 1 minute they're minors, then they're barely adults. Okay, so let's get into that point. So Ryan can fuck a 19-year-old. But Tim can't joke around and talk with 19-year-olds to 26-year-olds. That's a pervert, right? And a predator, right? And a pedo, right? But it's okay to fuck 19-year-olds when you're in your 30s, right? Oops. Hypocrisy. Take accountability, guys. Come on. Let's do it. Let's start at the top and work our way down. I'm taking accountability. I will get on and I will talk my shit on any of you that come at me. The ones that I feel, I want to toy with. The rest of you that are really beneath me, I ignore you. Tim ignores you because you're just not worth it. Because when we call you out on your lies, you move the goalpost. Then it's another lie. And we don't feel like chasing insignificant bitches on the internet. But there are a few I love to just pull out a receipt. And man, there are a lot of people that get on here and talk mad shit about what Tim has done or does, but they hide what they've done, how dirty they've gone. Tim might talk shit, but he's never done it. The ones of you actually pointing your finger at Tim, you guys have done it. You have done worse. You've gone to the point of trying to get people fired. You've actually called cops. You've actually recorded innocent people to put out to attack people that you don't like on the internet and almost get those people attacked. Where's your accountability? Come on. Doesn't that make you low-cow? You're always pointing and calling people low-cows, but half of you that are calling people low-cows don't realize you're the ones that are mainly the low-cows, especially when you got to call somebody out but hide what you do. Yep. Where's that accountability? Johnny, call out everybody. Come on. I see you only trying to get Tim and Chop and anybody on this side against Church, but you're too coward to call out Church and ask for his accountability. You want to talk about Tim calls out women and children? Well, let's see. Any of you women get on here and run your mouth on Tim, he has free reign to talk shit back on you because you don't mind talking on men, and your men don't mind attacking the other women on that are on YouTube. You cheer if I'm attacked. You cheer if Chop's mom's attacked, or Mud Daddy's attacked, or anybody that's against Creek Squad or Church, not Creek Squad, but Church, on what he's doing wrong. You don't mind when they attack the women. You didn't mind when Church went after Lacey and Carol, the two only main female reactors in the country rap. You cheered that shit. You fucking hypocrites. Where's your accountability? It's only bad if Tim goes after you women who came after him first, right? Bitches. And then you say he attacks children. Well, maybe you better go back to the 80s and 90s and watch even MTV on the battles with Rob. I don't remember what it's called, but they have the rappers and they get up there and they diss each other on fun. Guess what? The slang, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, and fuck your kids is not attacking a child. Attacking a child would be, hey, take your Riri kid and shut your mouth. Go fuck you and your dumbass looking kid. Now that would be an attack on a child because you made an actual attack against that child, a specific word aimed at that child, calling them mentally challenged, calling them ugly, calling them fat. That's attacking a child. Saying fuck you, fuck your wife, fuck your mama, your daddy, your greasy, greasy granny, and your kids is just a slogan and a phrase that everybody that grew up in the 80s and the 90s have watched on TV and done. That's not attacking children. He hasn't attacked one child in a negative factor. But you know what also that he did? When he did say to one person that he was going to dox them, he didn't care if they were homeless, fuck him, fuck his wife and his kid. Guess what he did? You're all not telling all these new people. 30 minutes later, Tim did another live, and I'll post both clips to show you guys what they're forgetting, because you sheep don't ask questions. You just believe who you want to believe. Maybe get both sides of the story and then determine the facts. But he did go live right after, 30 minutes later, and says, you know what? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to your wife and child to make them homeless. But you're still a bitch and a punk. Because you know why the problem started? He was whining in everybody's chat, Tim's and mine, about his wrench. His people were whining that he lost his wrench. He felt naked without his suit. And he came in mine and Maka's live. And I've got the live. We weren't upset that we all disbanded a show. In fact, you were hanging out in my lives just like everybody else. When we all disbanded, it was peaceful. And we all were in my chats, mine and Maka's, laughing and joking. And guess what? You guys had your wrench. But you didn't have the balls to go ask Tim why he took your wrench. You only reached out to me, whining to me, coming in our chat where me and Maka finally said, quit being a bitch. Go over and ask him. It ain't about us. We didn't take your wrench and we're all having fun. We're all cool. So it had nothing to do with, I was upset that you left our show. People have been trying to get me to leave for months. I was hanging on because I didn't want to do anybody dirty. I wanted to do my own thing with Maka and other people, but I liked what we were doing. So I wasn't upset, and I could prove it. I got every live from January to April when you got called out. You got called out by him because you were a snake running around complaining to everybody that you didn't have a wrench. In fact, in my live comments, so let's take accountability. Carl, we'll start with you. You were in mine and Maka's live, made that Tim came over into Stacks and said, oh, this is where the locales are at. Leaving out that I was in there, that Meg was in there, and a lot of people that Tim fucks with was in that chat. It was funny. And you admitted in my chat on a live that you believed it was a joke too, until you noticed Tim took your wrench. And because you didn't have a wrench, you thought that he was specifically going at you when he said all, including me, as a joke. Yeah, why don't you tell the truth, Carl? Let's do this. Let's take accountability, everybody. It had nothing to do with the late night crew disbanding, because we were all still hanging out. We were all still having fun in my chats when me and Maka went live, or every time I went live, you guys were in my chat and I was in yours. It was called We Were Supporting. We were still cool. We were still talking in the back. We were still talking on the phone. How about you didn't delete mine and Tim's messages because you thought we would put them out or twist it? You deleted 16 people. And I got people even that support the Workiverse that came to me, and I've got the proof that they said you deleted their messages and they called you weak ass pussy punk. But now they're sucking your balls because, you know, everybody said to. They're weak too. And that's what's funny. So I've seen Tim take accountability and apologize for a lot of foul shit. But you know what? He's never been the aggressor or the initiator. You guys like to say he is. Well, put it out. Just like, let's take accountability. I'm in the back streets stirring up shit. That's why you're still going at Tim today. Put it out. Put your money where your mouth is. Prove it. Prove that I'm in the back chats today trying to still cause trouble. Because you know what's funny is not one person is giving you a receipt, because I don't do that. I try to keep the peace. If I see two people that I like going at it, I will try to set up a way for them to meet off camera to try to fix it. A lot of you don't know that. A lot do. That's why a lot of people don't jump into the mess. There's only about 20 of you, and half of you are just sheep following because a few told you, oh, we don't like Tim anymore, so you can't. So take accountability. Accountability of your own foul shit. Put up all your videos. All of you that have deleted your videos, put up your videos. You're going to call out somebody. Let's call out everybody. Spivey is right. And you know, he admitted something the other day. He did admit that between the Tim and Two Protect Ones was wrong. He was more wrong in what was going on than Tim and Chop. And I appreciate that. He steps up, takes accountability. He knows I'll be the first. I'll take accountability. I've saw Tim take accountability. But all you pointing your fingers at Tim, stand up. I'm waiting. I ain't heard shit. I see your twisted videos painting a fake narrative. Never before or after. Just the main part where you've got him where he feels, all right, you got my back against the wall. Let me prove who you really are. But you don't show the after effects where after he's settled down and he'll come back and he says, you know what? I'd never do that. I'm not like some of you. I don't play that dirty shit. Just like some of you asked him to do something and he said he did it. You really believe that he didn't know that you had just a couple weeks earlier threatened to do his job, that he would actually commit a crime and give you a receipt of committing a crime? People, if you believe that bullshit, you dumber than a box of rocks. But see, they do call out children. They do go after Gotcha Man's kids. They say foul shit. They go real life. And you pussies don't call them out. Where's the accountability, Johnny? See, you want to point the finger only at Tim and the people who support Tim. Come on. Accountability for one. Accountability for what? Oh, Spivey's running around wanting Tim to take accountability. Sometimes I got to call him out. I don't see him over in Dubs where Allie, his girl, is always in people's comments and chats talking shit on people, on men. So all the foul shit she said on Tim did a little cartoon meme because she has a mustache and he took the picture and he made her into a cartoon. He didn't say foul shit on her like she said on him. But then all of a sudden I see Spivey and all of you and Dub complaining. She's innocent. She has nothing to do with this. Bitches in every man's comment. She's been blocked in more chats for running her mouth than most of us. She's just as guilty. And if Dub, if you could attack everybody else's women who were on YouTube, your girl's on YouTube, she's on your lives, running her mouth behind without being on camera. She's in people's chats. She's been in Jackrabbits, Rusty's, Tim's, Chops, Mud Daddies. She's been in Nuggies, running her mouth. Guess what? If I'm free game, T-Dam's free game, Allie's free game. Let's take accountability, folks. Dub, you sit on a panel and you were talking about mine, somebody named Jennifer, and T-Dam's vagina with your bitch in the chat. You literally were talking about women's genitals. But because Tim went after Allie as a Sasquatch, he's a bitch. Or you put out that you're not allowed to be around Allie's kids while they're underage. Tim asked you a question. Hey, Dub, why aren't you allowed in the house when Allie's not there? All of a sudden, Tim crossed the line. He was implying I'm a pedo. No, you put it out that you can't be around them, but he didn't know why. He asked you a question. Why? Because you came over in the chat running your mouth. So he asked you an innocent question. What really crossed the line is you mentioned certain people's daughters when they were on they had a drug problem, and you went sexual about what they were doing for a hit. That's crossing the line, motherfucker. You've crossed the line more. You accused Tim of reaching out to artists to try to get them, and me and Tim to talk to artists, not to get them to fuck with you or your radio. Prove it. Where are the motherfucking receipts? You lied even about me talking to Sarah about you. She asked, why does everybody have a problem? I said, Sarah, would you like to know my problem? She said, yes. That's the only thing. Never once did I try to tell her or anybody. There is not one person I told, don't fuck with Dub or his radio. Never said it. But you lie, and your little sheep run with it. No receipts. You say you got an IP and you could prove where it came from and that me and Tim are guilty. I said point blank, and you've never put the truth out. I will pay you $10,000 on an actual written contract signed by lawyers that if you can attach me or Tim to any one of these troll accounts that have been coming at you all these years, trying to get you arrested and all that, you get $10,000. But when you can't, I want all your shares of your FAFO radio. You're out. Why don't you take that bet? Come on, Dub. You are 100% sure that I'm behind these troll accounts. So if you're 100% sure and ChatGPT backed you up, put your money where your mouth is. Take accountability, Dub. I'm willing to. I'll pay you $10,000 in payments or whatever. Or you know what? I'll sign my Corvette over to you. Link my IP and me to any one of these troll accounts that have attacked you, and I'll give you my Corvette. I'll sign it over to you. And I'll still make the payments till it's paid over. I'll put it in the contract. But you got to prove it without a shadow of a doubt. Link my IP and give it to Adam. Give it to Marcotic. Give it to Jesse Howard. Give it to Smo. And then I'll give him my IP address. See, you won't do that because you know you're going to lose everything that we've bet on you. We weren't trying to get you off the internet. We made you a deal. One deal was prove it. And if you prove it, me and Tim will go off the YouTube for a year. But when you can't prove it, you have to leave YouTube for a year. See, you don't tell the whole story, Dub. You lied to your people about Hard Target didn't get the full message that you sent to Tim. Tim goes lies and proves it. You still try to run with it, and you changed your story 3 times. One, it was, I was just sending it to Tim to prove that the crowds were bigger than Dusty said. But yet there were no crowd shots. You zoomed in on Hard Target only. Then you say it was to prove to everybody that Tim was out to get you. That was a lie. You changed your story so many times. And then your story was that Tim, when he was trying to set you up, only sent Hard Target the video. Well, that's funny, and that Hard Target knew that Tim was being a bitch. Well, Hard Target was in Tim's chat and his panel. He even gave Tim permission, and he thanked Tim for not running with that shit. And Hard Target did, and Simple Man got the full thread. And you still, where's your accountability? I don't hear your apology for lying to your people. See, a lot of you get on here and you literally lie to paint a picture. 12-point lies to paint a, and then it's like, well, we do comedy over here. Comedy. You're stealing people's content, twisting it to fit your narrative to protect church. Oh, don't forget, we caught you. When Slayback called you out on your lies, you said, come on, I've got to go at Tim because I got to stand up for my boy because Tim went after church for a year. That's what you call a bitch and a puppet. You have to fight church's battles who church initiated it. Let church stand on what he said. Church acted it out. It ain't your job to go after people who are defending themselves against an actual rat and a liar on the internet. Let's call a spade, shall we? 12-point. Your boy has called the police, the FBI, turned on the people to reported people even without a receipt. But yet you want to call Tim a rat? You're shouting out Johnny, who called the cops on Seeper, his ex, on Gotchaman. And I put out a video where he's in the sheriff's office begging them to put out reports on everybody who ever said anything mean to him on the internet. Now, one of those people that he called the cops on threatened his life. He didn't report them for death threats. Church has never reported anybody for death threats. That's some weak ass shit. You want to see Tim and me record everybody. Where's all these recordings? See what I did, 12-point, and all you haters, is I went on AD's panel, Tim's panel, mine, and anybody who would listen. And I said, if you go against him in public, but you're on his phone, kissing his ass, saying, no, we're friends. I just got to do that to protect myself so I don't get attacked. If I get a chance to record your ass being a fake bitch, I'm going to do it. And guess what? I did record. I sure did. I recorded many conversations where people aren't about peace and love on the face, and in the back, they're talking shit on the same people. Yes, I did. But I didn't put it out. It was there as receipts to say, go ahead, keep trashing Tim, saying he's slick dissing Ryan because he's trying to give him advice. While you're sitting there talking, all of you in the back, to Tim about Ryan's a junkie. Yeah. And what your real gain is to work with, to get with church. Call out people about grifting for money. There are quite a few of you who pretend that you're all about peace and love. There's lots of receipts that you fake as fuck. All of you that are sitting there on your high horse praising people who are like about positivity are snakes and liars. Because you all in the back chat your damn self. At least when I'm in the back chat, I'm talking to people, establishing friendships, getting to know people, trying to get people to quit the bullshit. You're damn right. I sent 35 voice clips that were exactly 20 seconds to 1 minute. See how much you can get out of your point in 1 or 2 voice clips. Yeah, if you do 20 minutes. So yeah, never once did he say that he was at a ball game or that he couldn't talk until I had already did most of my voice clips. And I told him that he misinterpreted what he heard. Then all of a sudden he couldn't talk. He was on his way out the door. But he told me to tell Tim to call him. But then when Tim called him, he says, oh, you're blowing up my phone and I'm at a game. What? Let's stand up and take accountability. All right, let's talk about Brabant. And so many of you got your opinions and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's take accountability that Brabant came up for positivity. He came up with nothing but negativity, attacking Chop, not Tim. And why did he attack Tim? Because he was friends with Chop and Chop's on his panel. Tim, never because Tim talks shit about him or in a relationship like you bitches are running around screaming. Oh no. No, I simply said it. Watch my video. Because he supported Chop and let them on this panel. So because he did, birds of a feather, right? But yet he's been in the chat of someone who's attacking Savannah and he's okay with that. I didn't see you, Bravo, telling people, hey, don't be talking about Savannah. Let's do positivity. Oh no, it's only positivity if it's against the people supporting him. And he clearly said that. I'm here because, I'm standing up for him because he's my boy, because he's standing up for me. But Tim is wrong for just supporting Chop when he wasn't even taking sides with Chop and the other person. That's not about preaching positivity. That's being a hypocrite. So stand up. Luckily, and I'm going to give Bravo kudos. What you all are skipping is Bravo did apologize to Tim for the way he came at him, because he wasn't talking shit about him. But you all want to paint your narrative. Let's talk how Bravo took accountability. And I am proud, because we never had a problem with him. And he admitted him and Tim ain't had no problem either. Tim was staying out of the relationship. But yet the other person who he's supporting is dissecting her and Justin's relationship and how she's acting on the internet. But he supports that. See, everybody's hypocrite up here. You all want to point fingers, but I don't see any accountability. And let's get to me, shall we? I've gone on here and told my husband when he's wrong. I've told my husband many times, just ignore this shit. Go on. You are who you are and where you're at because of who you are and where you're at, not because of any of these people. You haters want to talk shit on him to get a view off of him. He ain't talking about you to get a view off of you. He don't need you for no view. Where's your accountability? Johnny, I didn't see him come on your panel to try to get a view off of you or use you for a view. But I saw you coming on him, trying to get on his panel when he has 150, 200. Because, you want to keep talking about the slap. Oh, it should have humbled him. I can't believe he still got all this support. Because you know what? He owned up that he made a fucking mistake. And you know why he didn't do anything? Because at first when you slapped him, it was nothing. Didn't even affect him. But he started laughing when you and Reactions got into it. So when you two got into it, he's standing there laughing, smoking his cigarette. He didn't try to jump you in your fake narrative. He wasn't loading and cocking a gun. He never tried to go back to his vehicle. Everybody saw him get out, go to the back, unzip it, grab something, get back in the truck, put it in his mouth and take a drink and put his seatbelt back on. He wasn't there to actually get into no fight and cause drama. He was there poking fun and having some fun on his way. And he was expecting to leave. Reactions like, oh, he's here, he's here. Tim still sat there. It was no big deal. And Johnny even admitted to Tim on his panel, he knew Tim was there for fun. Thought they could have some laughs and maybe get everything settled. So Johnny was the aggressor. Tim can't get in trouble. He better talk to the DA, all of you, because see, Tim went there, but he was in a public place. Johnny only had the right to respond if Tim came to him, his job, his work. Johnny technically, literally got into his vehicle, went to Tim, and he committed a crime. But see, Tim didn't cry about it. Tim has no problem with that. In fact, when he came back from the concert, he took accountability on his part that he was wrong for going there, even for the laughs and the jokes. But when he was watching you and Reactions make fools of yourself, he sat there laughing. He forgot all about your weak slap, so he had no reason to be mad at you. And then he was backing you up both times, if people actually watched the video, till Reactions jumped in and your wife. And then he started laughing. And then when you two got in again, he was clowning you. And you, even though he was joking, doing the old Popeye wind up, you were walking backwards. He turns his head and he sees your wife coming as the camera's zooming in. So he backs up and he's standing there. What happens? You're standing a good couple feet from Tim, just talking your shit. Your wife in Reactions gets into it again. And she literally puts hands on Reactions. Tim turns his head. And there are content creators. Let's shout out Fusion. It's on his community post. Tim turns and is laughing at Reactions and your wife. And you come up and you sneak a second hit on his neck. But he's laughing so hard, he didn't even feel it or notice it. And then you guys were joking again, and he was doing the Popeye as you were backing up and got in your vehicle. Never once was he an aggressor. He was there to have fun, and he kept it fun the whole time. And then, you know what? The reason why everybody stuck by him, including the artist, is because he manned up and he says, you know what? I went there. I put myself, even as a clown, as a joke, I did it. Yes, I went there for laughs and giggles so people could get views for the community. And when he was there and he saw what was going on, he realized, shit, I've got so much that I can risk and lose because Johnny's known to call the cops. Win or lose, Johnny would have called the cops, and so would Mel. We proved it. Seeper put up a thing, and he called the cops. Gotcha Man put up a flyer and went to lunch, and he got him arrested. So Tim finally sat there and said, damn. So when he took accountability, he came back and he says, I fucked up. I'm to blame for that. And he owned up, and he took all the ribbing, even from friends. He took all the shit, while another person hid off the internet, hiding. So that's what called being a man is. So why would he hide, Johnny? Why should he be embarrassed because he did fuck up and he made a mistake? Everybody takes an L in life. Everybody gets a W in life. And he got one, and he owned it. And you know what? People respected that. You're the one, you're trying to say, oh, if he comes back to Paintsville, he's bringing 5 people. Prove it. Put out the receipts that was ever said by him. Show where he's threatened you that he was coming to get you and bringing 5 people. He just told you that if that happened again, it would never, the outcome would never be that way again. He promised you. That wasn't a threat. You're the one, I'm going to slap him again. He's lucky he was a veteran because the next time I see him, you're the one. Oh, Tim, set it up. Get Adam to set it up. And then when he agreed to your terms, oh, guys, he didn't respond. They're cowards. Knowing, and I put out the receipt, you were a liar. Where's your accountability for lying? Nobody's mad at you for having a house or a motorcycle or a used vehicle or a used motorcycle or an old house. Nobody hates you. In fact, Tim even congratulated that you made a move up, but you still talking that shit because you need his attention. You need his views. That's why you go to him. That's why you try to get on his panel. That's why you use fake accounts because you use alt accounts. Yeah, a lot of you use fake accounts to jump on his panel to get his views from his people. He ain't in your chats. He ain't on your channels trying to get a view off of you. Oh, they need me to get a view. Where? Where are all these people using you? Where are all these people talking down about you having a house? Johnny be lying. Take accountability, Johnny. Take accountability, Johnny. But you won't. And you can't. Because a lot of you are nothing but fake ass wannabes that talk about peace. Your chat is all fake. They want to talk about Bravo did a good job. At the end, he did. But he came up as a hypocrite. He was only there because, see, they were asked to do a private meeting. Bravo, Chop, 2 Protect Ones, Tim, Justin. They refused. Oh, 2 Protect One didn't want to go on Chop's panel. Didn't want them on his panel. Justin tried to go over there and talk man to man. Nope, I don't want you on my panel. You got yours. Go back over there. Then they talked behind the scenes. A deal was made. He broke it the very next day. Take accountability. Bravo wants peace and positivity in the lane. But you come up and you clown a person that wasn't even there and you waited. He was up there. He went live that whole afternoon. Why didn't you go in his live? He only had 50 people? Is that why you wouldn't go on Chops? He only had 50 people up there? Why didn't you come up there when he was up there with Tim for their first show? But you waited till he left. Then you wanted to call him out. With his mother in the chat, she had to sit there and listen to you down her son because he stood up and made some funny memes about the other person. He didn't talk shit about you. A picture, you weren't even painted as a woman. The other guy was. You were not being made fun of. The other one was. But you don't mind that he makes videos trying to clown other people. I didn't hear you call him out one time. But you want Tim to be the positive leader. Why? Oh, I know why. Right there. The numbers. And he was positive about you and the artist. He has not badmouthed any of the artists. He does keep that about the positivity. But he goes after the liars and the fakes that come after him first. Never once will we start anything because we hold ourselves to a standard. We don't go looking for people to troll or harass. We don't call and record family members on a guy's that's unstable so that he reacts and runs to that people's house and gonna attack her. We don't do that. I don't record my friends or pretend they're friends and record 20 phone calls and leak them out after they were the fake snakes. I don't do that shit. Not one phone call theirs. I said who I'd record and I recorded it. I stood on what I said. That's standing on business. And you fuckers can't stand that because you don't stand for nothing but hate and drama. And you go to Tim's chat to bring it so that you could run back and point your finger that Tim's all drama. Well, there'd be no drama if you stayed your asses off of that. Or if you didn't run your mouth about him. Oh, we didn't think about that. Accountability, everybody. That's what this is about. These people I'm naming have shouted out accountability, drama, when they're supporting the main person that was the initiator. And you don't call, I haven't heard church been called out for calling people pedos or sex traffickers or doxing people that he calls pedos and puts their phone numbers out and the people get death threats. Where's his accountability? Come on, Johnny, shout his name out. I hear you say, Gotcha Man, Chop and Tim, Adam Calhoun, Justin Time, Larry Del Reed, Jesse Howard. Well, bitch, stand on your accountability. Let me hear you call out church. You won't even call out Doug for trashing women and talking about their body parts or how he goes after women or he attacks innocent people or doxes people. But you will say, Dub, please cancel your lawsuit against church. Please, because, I'm his bitch. I got to be your friend so that you don't talk about church. Where's that accountability, Johnny? You're a hypocrite. You are a fake moral high ground, fake ass leader. And more, your people are waking up. And as soon as they come to us and they get the actual proof and they come to you, you block them and you take their wrenches. What a cowardly thing to do. You ain't about accountability. Because the only people you calling out are anybody that church has a problem with. That's fake. That's being a fake ass simp and bitch. I take accountability when I fuck up. I even take accountability and go to Tim to have him take accountability. I call out my own husband on a live. But now let's get to this part. You bitches get so bent when I come on and I bring receipts or I go on to Tim's to say stuff. But you know what you're forgetting? One, he has a traumatic brain injury. There are things he don't remember. So like when somebody got up there and started talking shit about what happened on the rave, or the rundown, I went, and because I wasn't there at the moment, I went and got the receipts and I brought the receipts because Tim didn't know because he's at work. He's with me and our grandkids or our family when they come over to visit. And then he's on live and everybody knows why he goes live. And you know what? For 6 years straight, that man has been Monday through Sunday. Now I got you bitches in there saying, oh, he only used to do 2 days a week. You lying stacks of shit. That man has been live for 4 to 6 hours from Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Sunday, or Sunday through Saturday for 6 years. But now it's a problem. You guys knew about the baggers going wild for 6 years. You hung out with the people, exposed it. Ain't never said a fucking word till now. Bitch, simps, cowardly pussies, take accountability. It didn't bother you when you were sucking up to him or when you were friends with him. But after you all got something from him, that's when you turned or you were told to turn because a couple told you there was a problem. Take accountability, folks. I see a bunch of you running your mouth because, oh, Lori's got to get out there and always inject herself or Lori's always commenting. Well, let me tell you something, you damn betas. One, who the fuck are any of you to get to form an opinion about what my husband says or does? And yet I'm not allowed to? I'm not allowed to form, motherfucker. I am the one who fuck him and suck him and pay his bills. None of you. If anybody's going to judge him or get an opinion on what's going on and that involves him, I do. I have more right than all you motherfuckers. But you seem to think it's your right to judge my man, but can't take it when I bring out the receipts to show that you're nothing but liars or two-faced hypocrites yourself. That's why you have a problem with me standing up for my man and getting on here. Because I broke even down the Bravo situation. And I showed you all, he wasn't up there because Tim was in his business. He was up there because Tim allowed people on his panel that were going after his friend. So it's okay that he defended his friend that he met one time who's talking shit about his ex, and he didn't call him out. But because Chop was calling out his friend who's calling out his ex, he went after Chop. That's called hypocrisy, drama, fake shit, snake shit. So yeah, cheer out that fake shit. It just makes you all look weak again because you can't call it out what it was. Now, at the end, Bravo was the man that I knew he could be and that I've always thought he was. He stood up and he says, you know what, Tim? I apologize for coming at you. I was here defending my bro because he's defending me. That is the only reason he attacked him is because, and going after Chop, because he was defending somebody else because somebody else was being attacked because he was defending him. That's a hypocrisy right there, guys. And ain't none of you standing on that. Oh, Bravo went up there and gave it to Tim. No, he didn't. The whole thing was about Chop going after 2 Protect 1s. And he was standing up because 2 Protect 1 was standing up for him. But preaching positivity, but yet he's in the chat as his ex is being bashed and not saying a word. That's the hypocrisy. As a man, if he was really going to stand on positivity, he would have told him, hey, we're friends, but leave my ex out of your mouth. Don't be talking about her. My relationship and what she's doing is none of your business. Comment her on what she says, you know, about her music and stuff, but about the relationship and what she says about me is not your business. Nope, he never called that out. So while you're saying that he stood on business, he stood on being a hypocrite. But he never did correct that part. But he never called out his buddy for talking about his ex. But he did go after Chop for going after his buddy, who was going after his ex. Make that make sense. You all guys, you all haters missed the key points and what that was really about. Because your narrative is, oh, we went after Tim because we hate Tim because Tim gets to do everything that we can't. Tim has what we don't. Tim's done what I can never do. Tim got blown up 5 times and still manages to go to work and hold down a full-time job instead of whining and crying about it every day. He doesn't use his military like, oh, you're a bitch. Oh, you can't come back at me. I'm a veteran. No, you guys use that because you think that's the right thing to say. Oh, he's hiding behind his service. Do you know why he gave those Purple Hearts to Jesse and Newbury? Because not only did they support veterans, they have veterans who work for them. So because of that, because of what they stood for, that's why he gave them the Purple Hearts. Because not only do they support veterans, donate to veterans group, they hire veterans with injuries to be part of their team and their crew. That's admirable. So out of respect, Tim gave them something that he earned the hard way as a token of his support and appreciation. But you guys have to make that into something so nasty and twist it to make your hate-filled, drama-talking, two-faced asses feel big. You all are fake as fuck. Ain't none of you perfect, but you want to call Tim drama? It's most of you asses that are up there doing the drama, bringing it to him. He didn't talk shit about anybody. They were doing a live, having fun, breaking down the history year by year of what the country beefs were. And all of you jumped up there to start the beef, from Cody to Bravo to 2 Protect 1s to all you in the chat that came over to talk, to interrupt the live to make it about drama. And Kurt, I see you over there talking about this is what we need, positivity. You are just as guilty. Don't be trying to play the positivity role now. Own up. I haven't heard you sit there and admit the foul shit that you've said on people or the lies. Come on, accept accountability. You admitted what you and Tim did about who started the diss tracks about Ryan, but then you bring that person up to get back at Tim to get a view and lie and say something different. But then you call Chop and have Chop ask Tim to prove it. And then you say he told the truth. And now you admit Tim was telling the truth all along. And I do appreciate that you stood on business like that. But don't go in other comments and say, dude, we need this. This is about positivity. I'm for that. When everybody's trying. Tim doesn't bring the drama. Tim doesn't start the drama. He reports on what all you other fake drama people are doing. And he only does the country rap of drama on that. He doesn't delve into the relationships. You all are mad that he didn't go after and bring up Justin's ex. Because that's a relationship. That's their business. Private. You all brought it to the internet when she did. You all talked about it. Drama. Tim stayed out of Ryan Upchurch's drama business with his mother, with the Cashville situation. He stayed out of that relationship. It's a friendship. He stayed out of the relationship with Beth. Yes, he did report she left, why she left, and that she was safe and that she was reaching out to a few people for the facts. He reported on that, but he didn't go into their nitty gritty business. He didn't put out that she didn't feel safe. He wasn't in that talking about, oh yeah, church did this and this with her. That was their private business, but you all dwelled in it. Fuck that. She was using Ryan. And as soon as they're back together, you're like, oh, I'm so glad they're back together. You fake ass church simps. When he does foul shit, you cheer him on. When he's not doing foul shit, you cheer him on. When other people have a problem with what church has done to them, you go after the people. You don't go after church. You're nothing but fake ass hypocrites. 12 Point, you support two of the biggest rats on YouTube. Take accountability. At least Tim didn't run to the cops and complain about mean words on the internet, or that somebody came to his town and had some chicken fries. This is somebody who bragged 4 days ago and showed paperwork he was getting his gun back, did a video showing he has access because there's guns in his house, which are a felony because he does have access. He was filming himself within 50 feet of a handgun of a family member. So, I just said, hey, DA, this guy's trying to get his gun rights back. I don't think they went to the state troopers because they're like, if this is true, we need to investigate. The cops called Tim. Tim never called them twice. Go ahead, call him. Get the 911 calls, Johnny. You said you were going to. You said you could prove that Tim called the cops. He called the state troopers. Prove it. The cop's name is out there. Call him. I dare you. Call him on a live and ask him, did you call Timothy Faust about our case, or did he call you crying about me? See, you won't do that because you know it wasn't true, but you got your little simps in your chat. Johnny, I'm so glad you did your little video that, oh, this side needs to take accountability. These people need to be called out. Bullshit that you're doing. You're the one claiming, oh, I got to stand my ground. I'm so scared. But yet you're wearing t-shirts on a live bragging about assault. I want to thank you for that. And thank you for the video of you showing that you're near a handgun. Huh. There were people interested in that. Because, in Kentucky, even being around handguns as a felon is illegal and you can be charged as a felony. So not only is it in the house, you broadcast watching your daughter fired. Accountability goes both ways, Johnny, and all you haters in his chat. You all, Nick, you came in starting shit with Tim. Tim said, get out of here. And he called you gay, but another word. But you know what's so funny? You've actually proven it over and over again for over a year. You have done nothing but try to think of different ways to think about dicks all the time. And Tim and dicks. Say you want Tim's dick. I mean, you can't say it any louder. We all know it. Duh, asking $1,000 for a pic of Tim's dick. Say you want Tim's dick. Take accountability, Dub. Ain't nobody talking in the back about you, but you sure did. On a live, your dumb ass was caught telling Marcotic and 501 Bryce you were talking shit trying to get Chop out of a job. You're the one trying to sabotage other people from getting paid jobs or fucking with people. We know that you went to a lot of the artists, including Marcotic and 501, telling them that I'm a troll and that I run all these troll accounts and I have Discords and all these alts. Bitch, I went live and proved it. I ain't afraid to prove it. And you know what? Get an IP address and give it to John Connor, and I'll give him my IP address. And when it's proven that you're a liar, and I've never been one of those trolls, and neither is Tim, why won't you put your money? Pay me $10,000. Give me your full share of FAFO radio. Because you ain't got nothing else of value. I don't want your cookie selling business. We all saw that you like to scratch your nuts, your nose, rub your hair, scratch your face, and play with people's food without gloves. You a nasty motherfucker. I went by a cookie, and you know what? People need to see that video. I'm going to tag everybody. because these people are eating cookies that are infested with yours DNA. You literally sat outside touching patio furniture that the bird shit and the dirt from outside, scratching your face, wiping grease off your cheek, rubbing your nose, scratch your crotch when you stood up, pulled your pants out your butt, put your hand through your hair several times, get up, go straight in the kitchen with the video, and go straight to those cookies, touching them, touching the bags, opening them, and putting the cookies in there. You a nasty motherfucker, and anybody who buys cookies from you are getting special DNA, and they should know. And that's where you get your money. Don't be lying. How does I bet IRS don't know how you're getting your money? Do you report your income from those cookies? And do you know, have you read up on the law? You're allowed to sell your cookies in your state, but nowhere else. You don't have stickers on them that have the ingredients, the weight. You don't have nothing. You're just putting them in baggies. That's illegal. Take accountability. You all want Tim to take accountability. And you know what? I'm allowed to do this video. I'm allowed to voice my opinion on what happened between Bravo, 2 Protect, 1 Tim, and Chops, because you know what? I didn't make the deal. I'm an outsider. If all of you can make a video, Predicate, friend of mine, he made a video and you cheered him. Chill Rock made a video. Shout out to Chill Rock. He's a cool dude too. We cool. Him and Tim too. He did a video. That was cool for all you. But because I broke it down and had a different opinion, I'm inserting myself. What a dumbass bitch. She shouldn't even be in here. I can insert myself because that's my man. Why do you insert yourselves, bitches? Because that's what you are. You want attention. You about the drama, but you take no accountability for all of the shit that you do in comments and in live chats. Getting up on panels talking shit. 12 Point, you're nothing but drama. You used to have content. You ain't had content in over 2 years. You were copying everything Dumb Genius did to get attention and get a laugh off of his content. You've been playing content of Tim's. You've been going back years and using that to get content. You talk shit about these people. You twist the narratives and make up lies and then claim we over here just doing comedy. No, you doing outright lies, simping for church, kissing his ass. And you know what? You were dumb enough on a live to admit it, and we got it. Slayback came up there. You pulled up his comment, and you're like, come on, Slayback. I got to go after Tim. He's been going after church for the last year. I got to stand up for my buddy. So who's really the puppet? Tim ain't going after you or anybody that talks shit on Adam, because Adam's a big boy and Adam takes care of his own shit. And Adam don't stand up for Tim because he knows Tim's got it. You all standing up for church, you're Walters. You're the one with the puppets up your ass. Those of you who know he has a problem and you still kissing his ass and cheering him on for all the fucked up shit, Johnny, call him out publicly and tell him, hey, that was wrong for you to call Chop and Tim and Adam and everybody predators and sex offenders and pedos. Why don't you talk about how you went on Four Brothers and kept calling Tim a groomer and a pedo, telling everybody that those were minors when you already knew? How about you show your IG to me, Johnny, how you even complained and says, why are these losers bringing up the baggers when it's already been proven? This is nothing. Uh-oh. Where's all your receipts? Johnny, you put out everybody else's. You narc, you snitch, you rat. You put out everybody's private messages. Why haven't you ever put out yours? Put out what you say, because you're a coward. You can't take accountability. You never did. You sucked up to Ryan, and you might have apologized for that. But you ain't apologized to anybody. I didn't hear you apologize to Gotcha Man or to Tim or to anybody else. Only to church and the people that support church so that they'll let you in their channels. And 12 Point, want to call Tim a snitch or a rat because of a death threat. All because the man has been bragging about getting his gun rights. And the first thing he does is threaten to kill somebody. And then he supports and shouts out another one who told him that he wants Tim's brains out on the sidewalk so he can stand over him and laugh. Why, Red Reaper? What's your real issue with Tim? Not a fucking thing, because he laughed because you got trolled by a man who thought that pretended to be a chick, and you didn't do your research and you fell in love with a name on the internet. Just like Jasmine's fake ass going after married men in the back, telling personal details, even describing one of the guys, because she got mad, what he looks like and how hairy he is all over his body, and that he stood in a mirror and gave her dick pics. Take accountability, Jasmine. The only reason you go after Tim and call him a snake is because he goes after Ryan. He's never done a fucking thing to you, bitch. He never did. He never did a thing to you. But the people you're ass kissing right now, they went after you, didn't they? See, because you're a hypocrite, bitch, too. You don't stand on shit. You got mad because I stayed neutral between you and Paul and you and Seeper. Why is it that you were trying to kiss Paula's ass and we're in her chat sucking up to her and attacking me? But you were trying to kiss up because Paula was getting numbers. But then when you got accepted back into that group and you went in and found a new group with the women's community, oh, now you go after Paula again. See, I got the receipts, but unlike you all fake fucks, you accuse me of putting out private messages and being in the back streets talking shit. Where's your receipts, motherfucker? I'm right here. I'll put out my own receipts. The only two receipts or message boards that I put out mine too. And I stood on what I said. Where is the proof of what you're saying I did? Stand on it. And how about you weak ass people just believing everything you're told? I applaud those of you that have stood up finally and heard enough and started getting all sides, doing your research, looking for the receipts. And you know what? You see the truth. Some of you, the new ones, I can fault you for that haven't been here all these years. Your research. You haven't got all sides. You're taking one, the side that you came in under. Okay, a lot of people do that. But when the time comes, why don't you ask yourself? You know, the baggers were done in 2009 when Tim was 39 and turned 40, and they were 18 to 26. Did you ask yourselves why now that most of the community don't talk about it and that they all knew about it for the last 6 years and only now they're bringing it up to you guys? Ask yourself why, people. Why? Because it's a narrative. It's just their narrative to paint hate. And how do you say you hate Tim when you've done fouler shit than Tim has done and hide it? How is it that you supported what Tim said about Square and laughed, but now it's a problem and you bring it up? Now some of you actually lie, like 12 Point, that Tim said that he was going to do it, that it was on his computer. And these people believe it. When all they do is have to watch the video and said he was going to hire a hacker to do it. And then you skip that he apologized immediately after he said it. He went live and apologized. Where's all those videos? Where's the videos where he said he was going to dox Carho and put him and his wife and his kid on the street? Where's the videos about what Mike did for Tim to finally have enough and say that? And then where's the video right after that he goes live and apologizes and said, no, I would never do that. I shouldn't have said that. See, you guys are dumb when you believe this half-ass shit. None of you are asking, wait a minute, why would he say that? And did he follow through with that? Or what did he do after he said that? And most of the people telling you what Tim did without showing you everything, ask yourself, where's all their videos? Because they've done that and they've actually done worse. How about you, Johnny? I never tried to call Tim's job. I think that's wrong. We got the motherfucking screenshots of you begging for Tim's work address. We have you on TikTok putting out that anybody who can find information where Tim works, get it, because we all need to get him fired. Oh, don't tell your YouTube people what you said on your wife's TikTok. We got it all, Johnny. Don't you worry. There's people that got every threat that you've made, every lie you told. You forget, Rusty gets it all. Yeah, and if you think we don't have it for June 29th, but you say Tim has done a lot of shit. Where's the receipts? Where's him saying he was going to bring 5 guys to jump you when he went to West Virginia this summer? Where is it where he even said he was coming to your new town to get you? He was going to Paintsville that you're not a part of. You made a threat that if he came to Paintsville, you were going to go there and unalive him. You broke the law. You made a terroristic threat. Tim didn't say he was coming to your new town to get you. And if you show up anywhere, that's not stand your ground, dummy. Stand your ground is that they come to you. They're on your property. They're by your car. They're at your job or a family member. When you got in your car and went to him, now you became the one breaking the law. You better do your research, boy. And your little people saying that, oh, Tim would go to jail. No, because he never did anything. He didn't break the law. He's allowed to go to any town he wants to. He's allowed to have fun and joke on the YouTube about jokes. He could sit in a public parking lot and tell jokes and be live. What he would have been wrong is if he actually pulled up to your home or came by your street and then got out and harassed you with the megaphone and then you went out and did it, then he definitely would have been in the wrong and you were standing your ground. See, you people are dumb. There is no accountability for those of you pointing your finger. Look at yourselves. You got 3 fingers pointing back. So let's take accountability, everybody. This is the year of accountability. But I bet none of you will. I bet you don't. I bet you won't. And I bet you can't. Do I say shit? Yes. Why do I say shit? After I'm attacked. I never pick a side. I never go after and stand up. And if I have like 2 people and they're going at it and they come to me, I was like, I'm neutral. With Jasmine, Seeper didn't talk shit about Jasmine to me because he knew I was friends with her. And I even told him, and he even said, I never asked for dirt on people. I didn't want it when he offered. If he said if I needed anything when I was attacked, and he came live and said it. And I appreciate Seeper because you know what? Seeper, Rusty, Slayback, Power Stroke, Mrs. Power Stroke, Justice, Inferno. There's quite a few from over there. Rich Newbuck. There's a lot. They didn't hate because somebody else told them to hate. They're stand-up people. They watch the facts. And you know what? I have nothing but respect for that. And they're ones that'll take accountability if they fuck up like me and Tim do. So yeah, I say foul shit on here. Yep. But once you come at me, it's on. Why do I have to follow a rule on how I come back at you if you came at me first? Bitches, if you come at me first, don't cry when I best you. Don't cry when I use your own words in your own videos against you, or I break it down Barney style to show that you're nothing but a liar or a hypocrite. That's why you hate me, because I do got my man's back. Because you know with his TBI, the brain damage, he don't remember half the shit. But I do. And I'll bring the receipts. And that's why you think I shouldn't be coming in on his panel. You know what? I called out Bravo because Tim doesn't watch Two Protect Ones. I was over there doing supporting. You all don't know that him and Tim, I'm the one that brokered the peace. But you also don't know that Two Protect One was the one taking shots first. Slick little discs every day. I don't want to have a problem with Tim, but we'll see. Oh, Tim's on the fence, but it won't be hard to get Tim off the fence. He took little shots. He was the one trying to poke the bear. And then when Tim offered him advice, he ran with a lie and a narrative. And when he got busted, oh, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Didn't stand up on his word and take accountability and apologize and say, you know what? And you know what he went after Tim for? A clip, a little 30-second clip or 15-second clip that has no context, no before or after. And he ran with that. That's why that was a bitch move and being a hypocrite. That's how that's not right. Because you all might want to say what Tim said about him being a womanizer. Yeah, he got it wrong. He got his words jumbled. And you know what? On a live, I went out there and said, no, it's a male chauvinist. Well, he doesn't think that women should have had the right to vote. He supports a man who downs women all the time. He has made comments that women should be seen but not heard. Them are traits of a chauvinist. Look it up. That's why a lot of women feel he's a chauvinist. So Tim was talking to him saying, look, I got to give you advice. You're coming across as this, because he's been told that by numerous women and men that they feel you're a chauvinist. He tried to help you and give you advice while you were the one slick dissing and taking shots at him for over 2 weeks because he was friends with Chop. You wanted that engagement. If you didn't, when people brought Tim's name up, you would have said, hey, me and Tim are cool. We ain't talking about Tim. It's done. And you'd have never quit. You wouldn't have keep taking little jabs. Oh, you know, Tim's on the fence, but I bet it won't take much to get him off. And then when you're busted and it's broken down that you actually lied, well, that's how I interpreted it. So you assumed and made an ass out of you, not him. So where are you in the right in all this? And then you get mad because they pulled up a video that Nuggy did a meme of you dressed as a woman clinging to Bravo. But yet you do videos making fun of other people yourself. That's a hypocrite. How your people believe this bullshit and how you don't see what you do, it amazes me. You could do videos, but they can't do a meme. Make that make sense? Tim didn't attack you, but you saw a clip. So you go live and do a video about the slap and you trying to punch a punching bag that never even moved. You clowned yourself. Tim didn't attack you. And then you found out it was about Cross because Cross was bragging about it that night, the night before. That's why Tim. And he asked you, you should have thought, here's a clip. Maybe I should reach out to Lori or Tim and find out what this was. Or go and watch the video and see, oh, I never sent it to Katie, so he must not be talking about me. You ran with somebody who was starting drama, but Tim's the drama. Do you guys see the hypocrisy here? I have every right to speak on what I want to speak on, as you guys do. Sit there and say, oh, she's a bad look for Tim. Why? Because I'll back him up when he's right and I'll tell him when he's wrong. You would think you'd appreciate that. He's gone live and done some stuff, and I've told him publicly, knock it off. Don't do this. There are a lot of people that know, even in the back, where we've all talked and they've been on group calls or whatever, or in person, and I've asked him to leave some alone. I believe this. A lot of you with low numbers in your channel, Tim has reached out and tried to help a lot of you. He's brought smaller channels up, did shows with them to get them recognized so people will go sub up. He shouts them out. And then when you guys think you got something from him, you stab him in the back and you walk away and you tell people, oh, I haven't been over there in a long while. Or I agree with 2 Protect 1. I interpret what he's saying. Instead of asking Tim yourself. You guys keep assuming and making asses out of yourself because instead of getting the facts, you run with lies. You don't get the full story. That makes you jackasses. Not Tim, not me. And when I point it out and I prove them people wrong, then you all hate on me. Make that make sense. It's a good thing. I'm a confident woman. I am 6'1". I am built strong. But you know what? What I do have is a waistline and curves, and I'm in shape for a 56-year-old woman. Well, I'll be 56 next week. So you're damn right. I'm very confident. I don't care what you call me because you know what? Half of you have seen your wives or your girlfriends. You're damn right. I don't have to get on here and brag who I am because I know who I am. I don't give a fuck of you weak little men that go after me. You know why? Because you're little and you're pathetic. I don't even recognize you. I don't even say your name, but you got my name in your mouth every day, don't you? Thank you for the free promotion. And you know what? You tell everybody else that they're obsessed. But yet, Nick, you've been doing videos on Tim for a year. 12 Point, you've been digging up old videos talking about Tim for a year on behalf of your boy who started all this shit, who created the whole country rap drama, attacking Tom, who's never done shit to any of you guys. He's doing his own thing. And you know what? After listening to a couple of his music and the history and seeing Lacey and Carol's point of view, you know, Nova is one talented young woman. And, you know, she's a talented bitch. And I say bitch with all the love and respect because us women, us strong women, you men like to label us as bitches. And you know what? We own it. I'll own being a gargoyle motherfucker because I'm built strong like stone. I don't break. I don't bend. I don't backstab friends. I don't twist and turn because somebody tells me to jump. I am that bitch. I am that gargoyle made of that stone. I love it because you know what? You be watching me. You be thinking of me when you go to bed and when you wake up. Me and Tim are all you think about. Isn't that a locale? While you're making videos, the rest of us are all laughing at you because nobody knows who you are and nobody cares but the same circle jerk that you're in. Thanks for providing the laughs because that's what a definition of a locale is. Somebody who's doing funny things on there that don't know that he's entertaining the rest of us. And you know, people used to clown Mocon because he got obsessed with Tim for 5 years. Well, there's a couple of you who used to say Mocon was that. I'm going to say you guys are Mocon 5.0. You bypassed anything that you accuse Mocon of. You guys live drink, eat, sleep, fuck with Tim and your brain and me. And I love it because I'm not even hardly on the internet. I get on the internet in the morning. I might do a show once a week, maybe twice. And every once in a while, I'll pop into Tim's chat. But yet, I'm so consumed. I'm on the internet every day. And most of you haters in 12 Point said, they're grandparents. Why aren't they out with their grandkids? Because during the week, my grandkids are in school and they have mommies and they have daddies. I'm a grandma. But you're grandparents too. Why are your fucking asses on the internet every night? And in fact, some of you are parents. Why are you on the internet every night? I have no kids. I am an adult. I'm free. I'm retired. I've got a great life. And you know what? Some of you always tell why you hate us. One, because I'm on the internet, or Tim gets to go to concerts, or you're like, you're not better than me, Tim. Tim never claimed to be better than any of you. But if you're thinking that, it's because maybe you're so insecure that you know he might be better than you. You're the pathetic one. Tim ain't talking about you. In fact, some of you you lie. There's one guy that sits there and told people, Tim talks about me every night when it's actually him. He don't tell that he pretended to be a friend, a good friend, a close, confident friend, and recorded friend 20 times. And actually, there's a couple that he actually broke the law, but we'll keep that quiet for now. But you all cheer him because why? He's going against Tim. Yay. But yet, man, I'm hoping something's broken because when it does, there's more to come. That's all I'm going to say. It'll come full circle. But I'll respect those that stood and did something. So I will always respect that. And and don't forget, I'm speaking on this, and this ain't about Tim. Tim and Bravo, Two Protect Ones and Chop, they all, whatever they did is them. But if you all get a right to talk about it, and Two Protect One still in all these chats and all these posts, still making remarks and still putting videos out on other people, and he's not bringing positivity. I hear him talking shit on my daddy, even yesterday. So Bravo wants positivity, but I don't see you calling out your boy. Your boy's just as negative and drama as everybody else. Hold yourself to that standard. In fact, when Bravo made fun of Chop on Tim's panel, Two Protect One giggled. He found it funny. But Two Protect One had a problem that Tim found the meme about him, and laughed. There's another part where Two Protect One is actually a hypocrite. See, he could laugh if somebody clowns somebody, but if it's him being clowned, oh, no, 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 no. I'll speak on what I have to speak on because I'm as free to speak on it, what you motherfuckers get to speak on it. And if you don't like it, kiss my motherfucking ass. I'm a free person, a citizen. I pay my taxes, I pay my bills, and you know what? I get it from the state free. You all about that Obama free handouts, aren't you? Never me and Tim. We ain't never taken a handout. Bones from back then, and you know what? He still went right back to work. As soon as he was cleared and his bones healed, that man went and got a job. I don't see half of you pussies that have never been injured sitting on your ass claiming, I've got a mental injury. I got PTSD. Somebody said a bad word to me. Still using that as a reason not to get a job. And you know what else is funny? And you think that the terrorist should go and sue the people that gave them the bomb because they failed at killing soldiers. You fucking piece of shit. Even, I don't care if you're mad at somebody, wishing somebody was killed and telling a terrorist to get their money back and go complain that they didn't kill an American, you are a piece of shit. All you did was go to jail for trying to steal from other people they earned. Nothing that you earned. Giving you money for your website. That ain't your money. And you're spending it. But you know where you do get your money? Pay taxes on. But you want to poke fun at everybody else and then claim the high road that they're out to get you. Fuck that bullshit. You fake. All of you that are pointing fingers at Tim and Chop and Adam and Justin and Savannah, None of you take in responsibility or accountability. So preach all you want, Johnny. Preach all you want, 12 Point, and all you other losers wanted to point your finger at Tim, because you know what? You hide who you are. A lot of these new people over the last year and a half, you all hid your videos. They don't know that you called jobs. You harass people's owners because they wouldn't fire people that worked there. You guys made fake Yelp reviews on that business trying to get them down, that you called the cops because of a uniform being worn. You guys did recorded innocent women because you didn't like a male on the internet. You all have done the foul shit that you want to call Tim a Don't say, yeah, I've done some about it, but no, there is no buts. If you're going to take accountability, own up. Quit pointing fingers trying to get others. Because that's the problem. That's what you all want to do. You all want to play victim. Off. I'm not going to answer you because I have a right to be speaking my mind. Because after today, fuck you haters. Because you know what? As we're doing better things, you still complain. I get on and I do fun streams. Me and my chat, we engage, we do music. I talk a little shit, and you still got to run your mouth. When I tell Tim he's wrong, you run your mouth. You support that. But if I'm backing Tim up and bring receipts, Lori needs to stay out of this. Lori's in her business. What he does, that's my business. But you up in his business, I'm going to be in his business. You don't like that I make a comment on your comment? Too fucking bad. If you're going to speak on me or my husband, I get a right to speak back. Take accountability for your own actions because you all look pathetic. All of you preaching, Bravo was this, Bravo gave it to Tim. Really? To say was wrong with everybody. Showed the prime example that he was. Then he showed that he was a man of integrity. And shout out to Bravo. I'm not going to let you all stand that these two, that 2 Protect 1 and Bravo, we're in the right. They went off of screenshots. They've gone after clips. They didn't go off of facts. But he was sporting a guy that did get into their business. Tim wasn't in their business. Chopped wasn't in their business. He said point blank, Chop's going after my boy, and my boy's standing up for me, so I'm going to have a problem with him. What? What is it with all you betas out here, you simps and wimps and losers, that you hate on people because others hate on people or they tell you to hate on people? How pathetic that you're not a leader yourself, that you can't stand. You know what? People that I'm friends with, they know they're friends with people I don't like or fuck with. They don't judge me. Because you know why? When you say you stand on 10, motherfuckers, stand on 10. If I say something on here, if I'm telling you how I feel about you to your face too. And whatever comes of that, it comes of that. But I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I show my face. I show you when I first wake up and I'm coloring my hair and I look rough. I'm 56. Once I wake up, I've had my coffee. I show you what I look like. I show you my gray roots because you know what? I am 56. I earned every damn gray hair, every word I speak. I served my country. I only did 2 years. What? At least I signed that dotted line that a bunch was willing to go to war and put my life on the line for this country, whatever the reason. It don't matter. Fought overseas in foreign countries, and we bring it to our country. We kept our. Shout out to all our military, no matter what branch. I don't care if you're a sniper, a Green Beret, shout out because every one of you signed that dotted line knowing. But all you fucking little reserve punks on here talking mad shit, how, oh yeah, he went to war. I didn't want to leave my family. Bitch, you glad because you ain't built like that. Dub, you said the other day, your words were this. I would have got blown up once or twice. I'd have taken those two and I would have ran. I would went back and lived free off the money. And because you're built like a wimp, and Tim's got a back. 30 guys that had never been deployed. Tim was an experienced war veteran. He had been to several combats or that had been there, an E6 and a E4, none of which could live after being blown up and suffering in agony and pain with broken bones. That man said, you know what? Back to my guys. I'm going to lead them, and I'm going to keep putting myself. Promise. That's my man, motherfuckers, and I'm going to stand on it. And if he wants to use that military, I say go for it, baby, because you earned it. Because no matter how bad he was hurting, he didn't take a pussy way out. That man stood up and said, Doc, I'm not going home. I'm going back, and I'm going to lead my soldiers. And he did it not once, but 5 damn times. And the reason he didn't do it again is because he was in a coma and he was paralyzed. And they said, no, you're not going back. There's no way. They called me the night I took my son to prom. The unit back said, I don't think he's going to make it. He's in a. I said, please have a vehicle ready to pick me up and my family. We were 30 minutes away from his last big senior moment of high school. We're in another country away from my family. 2 small kids, well, a teen and a little girl. And I'm finding out. So I'm sitting there contacting his family. I'm calling my family. I'm calling his brothers, his sisters, his friends, anybody connected, so that they find out from me instead of hearing it on the news being broadcast, another soldier dead, this one, his name and his picture. I'm the one living. That's my backbone, motherfuckers. My son, at the last moment, I want to be on that tarmac. So if that's the last time I get to tell that man I love him, I'm going to do it. And I don't give a fuck what any of you pussies say, men or women, because most of you wouldn't stand by a man that when he came back was not the same that when he left. But you know what? I did. I got that backbone. So you think you little bitch, punk ass men, weak ass bitches on here ain't going to affect me by calling me a gargoyle or attacking me? Do all your memes, motherfucker. I've got this backbone, and it ain't broken once for any of you face fuckers that have been broken. Two-face back in, so taking a jab at me or Tim will get you accepted. You weak ass bitches. I'm sorry. The ones I'm speaking and saying your name, you ain't getting any more attention from me because you were in my mind today. But you won't be in my mind when I shut this off and I have the music live later this afternoon. It'll be about. I don't give a crap about you fake fucks that won't stand on your own bullshit, but you want to call out other people's. You know what? Tim's channel is about the news. You losers trying to get at your name and build your channels are the ones that bring the drama to his chat and jump on his panels. You use alt accounts. You come up on your own because you want to get up there and take a shot at him. So all the haters will go back and be like, yay, look, we got another hater at Tim. Let's go over there and celebrate and grow his channel. Tim ain't bringing the drama. He's just showcasing what weak ass bitches do. And you don't like it. You're looking awful rough out on these streets. And just because there's not enough people on it, Tim would have sunk after all the shit that all of you bitches have put out on him. Why is put up and get a few in your chats? Why is that? Why is that? Don't say it's about drama when all your videos and your lives are about talking shit about him and drama. You're doing exactly what you're accusing him. Huh? Maybe because most of his chat know him off YouTube because he's real. And there are lots of you that hate on him that he stood up for you. He stood by you and he helped your guys' channels. He helped you get known in the community. And when you got what you wanted from him, you met this person, you got this artist to take you under his wing. When Tim could no longer do for you, then you start talking shit, making it look like he did you wrong. And if you don't think everything that these people have been on panels talking shit on me and Tim, if you don't think I got those receipts to prove they're liars, but you know why I don't? You know why I don't engage with these haters and put out the receipts? Because as soon as I do, their weak ass supporters and them will change the narrative, and their excuse would be, see, I told you I could get her to put out receipts and break your trust. That's all it is. It's a game. And then they'll paint me that. But instead of you guys focusing like, damn, they've been lying to us. No, they'll change the narrative and you'll go like, oh yeah, look, she did. They were right. She does. Nobody could trust her. She put out a receipt. She violated somebody's trust. You guys make no sense. Instead of saying, damn, she stood on business, and they are liars. They've been lying to us. That's why I don't engage. That's why all my receipts to put out secret screenshots or voicemails. I could. I put out a lot. There's a lot of you weak ass bitches called, but we don't. With an I. I'm not mad at you, but I'll tell you this. You say Tim because he called out Ryan. It's funny now, everything that Tim said back then. So I guess he's not a snake. He called it before you guys were able to see it because he was neutral and he was able to see it. But you call him a snake and that he blocked you and you only wanted your opinion. No, you know why he blocked you, Brandy? And I'm going to be totally honest. And this isn't out of anger or hate. You were in everybody else's chat. Everybody who went live talking shit on Tim, and there were 12 channels that day. You were in every single one and you spoke your mind. You got your opinion. Tim saw your opinion. So why come to his just to say the same thing that now, a year and a half later, Tim was proven to be right? You said he never shouted out Tim's channel, only Dog Pound. You better go check out his community posts. When Creeker 2 and 3 came out, he had Tim all up in his community post, the Triple T channel. It wasn't the Dog Pound. Never called out Dog Pound. He called out Tim's. He's been in Tim's chat multiple times, including after calling everybody pedos and stuff. He's every time Tim would prove that he was lying to come in and call up this name, stolen valor, this or that. So you don't know. Like I said, I'm not mad at you, Brandy, but you've been running a fake narrative for a while and you've been wrong. The text messages and emails from supporters close to Ryan's camp that said, hey, I want you to know Ryan dropped your link in his live. Put you out on his live. That's what. Just like everybody heard what Ryan said about. I'm shouting him out because it makes the other side pissed off. That's the only reason he said he was shouting him out that night. And some of you say I'm lying. Go back to his live where he's got the Hitler painting and he's sitting there doing the gravestones and stuff. The ghost, he's live and he wanted to get a drink of milk and he was going to go. He asked if he should end it or stay live and he let you guys decide. Huh. He says it right there. Oh, there's Johnny's in here. Hey, Johnny, gobble. And somebody said, why are you shouting him out? And he says, I shout him out because it makes them over there pissed off. No, it doesn't. It shows who you are. And we were laughing at you. And all your supporters were laughing. And they finally, instead of laughing at you, they got pissed at you and they walked away. You sabotaged your own self, your own reputation. So 12 point, why don't you do all the videos and break down what he did, what Church has done to fuck up his own credibility? Chose Church, so now everybody else is the piece of shit. But yet you're going after them. See, we are all guilty of drama and being drama channels, being drama starters, being shit of us. But the one thing you'll never blame on me and Tim is that we start shit and then we cry when we end on it. And we don't ever go after anybody that hasn't came at us first. And you guys want to talk to me? Let's talk about Granny James. Let's talk about how everybody started noticing that she would be coming in and making up stories. She'd say something, and then when we could call her out on it, I never said that. You're a liar. Tim never talked about her. All she's been doing is trying to get his channel taken, talking shit on him, making stupid ass AI songs, going to B Millie, going to Muddy, getting anybody that'll listen to her. Then The bitch does something that nobody on this platform has done that has any respect. Members only, people pay for that. That's special content that has been paid for. That makes a member's personal property. Our private member streams are each and every one of our members. They own the rights to those private. After supposedly hating on us, bought a membership, came in and to record it, and then put that. I don't care if you take our lives. Hey, free reign, right? Anybody's entitled. You take ours all the time without asking, and then that. I don't give a fuck who you are, what group you belong to. If you could use our content and you could speak on us, I can have every right to what you have. Respect you. But if you don't respect me enough to ask me, I don't owe you anything back. You treat me with respect, I'm going to respect you. Even if I don't like you, rock every fucking day. She came over in our chat the other day, and you know what? I showed her respect because that's how I am. I don't care if you want to talk your shit. I ain't no weak ass bitch that's got to cry every time or make a dozen videos because somebody talked on me. So I'm going to run with it and never let it go unless I get an apology. Fuck that shit. It's words on the internet. For all you that want to fucking cry and make other videos or try to unalive yourself over words, then you've been just as guilty. You're weak as fuck. That's pathetic. I can't feel sorry for those of you that use it as a crutch. My heart goes out to ones that can't help it, that are really suffering. But you know what? You want to say Tim attacks kids. Okay. Well, how come your leaders of your community that you go and watch could call out Gotcha Man's kid and call him the R word? How come they could talk sexual about kids? Dub still is talking about Four Brothers, a 16-year-old. How I don't know why everybody got so mad. We all know 16-year-olds get more than a finger up the butt. I know if I was dating her, that's some foul shit. The shit he said about my daughter as a minor when she was on drugs, talking about what she would do sexually. This man is fucking fucked up and sick. He gets so high, he don't remember what he said the live before. He doxes people. He talks shit. Hey, Dub, you're actually in bed with some of the trolls that have got people fired, who record people to set up other people to get him angry, where they go after their wives, their ex-wives, and almost hurt them if he could have got to them. You're talking to people that have alt accounts that are playing you in your chat, that are in there as a friend and you think are friendly trolls. You stupid. You ain't been around as much as you think. If you're in bed with those that you're thinking are me and Tim, and that's why I laugh at you. That's why I call you weak and pathetic, because they're under your nose and in your inner circle. How do you think I found out so much about your contract? How did I even know there was a contract? Because I had several people talking to me. How do you think I knew about what you did and lied about Banjo Cliff and why he left your ass? Because you were a snake. You lied to your own people. I know. How do I know that John told you he wasn't going to do any more with your ass if you didn't put it in writing and make sure he got what you promised his ass? Because you've been working Jen and everybody else like a dog for a year with no contract. You've been getting money. You haven't paid them a fucking dime. But now with the contract that John stood on business and told you if you didn't sign it, he was walking. Oh, you scrambled to sign that bitch, didn't you? How do I know that, Dub? Because you got trolls in your inner circle, dummy, and there ain't me. They came to me. And you know what? I didn't put it out, and I ain't going to reveal their names. Some of you trolls think that when a video came out and I proved that it wasn't me that was setting people up as being pedos, then they got mad and says, well, if you were really looking out for us, you would have put it public. Why? I'm not you. I don't like you. I don't respect you. I think you're a piece of garbage. But I still stood on the business that you're not a pedo and you shouldn't be called that. So you know what I did? I reached out to my friend privately because I only owed my respect to him to correct him, correct his mistake. You come to me if somebody's talking shit on me and it's a lie, your double standards. I don't know you haters of Tim's dick, but you know what? You all would be in line faster. Nah, you guys would want that too much. So Tim ain't never attacked a child, but your leaders have. Some of you have. To attack a child, you have to do an actual specific thing about that child. Saying, fuck you, fuck your mom, your dad, your wife, and your kids. That is not attacking a child. It is a phrase that everybody who grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s know that phrase. Like gag me with a spoon or suck a dick till you hiccup or choke and hiccup, whatever that phrase is. That's what we grew up with. That's why nobody else is as offended as some of you all trying to make it a big deal that Tim's attacked a child. No, but you're sure in the chats of the people that have attacked children. Johnny's attacked children, including dead children, wished death on children. He's talked about children, try to attack them as revenge. You have another one speaking about an autistic child. It's only good if it's their child. It's bad if it's their child. But it's okay when their friends talk about other people's children. See, that's that hypocrisy. And none of you haters are watching that. Watch who does the most talking. And then watch the people they're talking about. If you aren't smart enough to figure out who the real haters are, you're in their chats. And guess what? They're all sucking off of church or they're trolls. It ain't the people being accused. They're diverting attention onto Tim because that way people will come back. If Tim says their name, then all the people that watched him will run over and see these people and they'll get the view. But they're not about the views. Then why are you online? Every one of us who gets online wants a view. If you say you don't care about a view or a sub, you're lying. Well, maybe not a sub, because I don't care if I have one sub or if I have 5,000. And you know what? It ain't about money. Tim never received any super chats from any artist or most people until last year. It started. The artists started realizing, wait a minute, we should support our reactors, and a lot of them do it in a Cash App where the taxes aren't taken out. They don't do it publicly like Ryan, where $4.99 and YouTube gets 46%. So the people are really only going to get $279.83. See, if you really wanted to support, you send it in a Cash App. There's no taxes. Well, there are, because at the end of the year, Cash App sent you like a W-2 and you pay taxes on that. Trust me, we've been doing it the last 2 years. Before that, we never had to report it. We never had any income off of YouTube. Tim has never asked one artist to promote him. Never asked any artist to shout him out. Now, recently, they're all working together. Everybody's networking. They've all discovered how to do this. Do you think Tim became Country Rap News on his own? Do you not think artists got with Tim? Do you not think that the artists got Beaver and Chop and Tim together? Do you not think Tim was told, hey, go get your media license? It's not about the music, Dub. The media is, he's actually an independent journalist in the state of Louisiana. And we have to pay taxes now because his channel's an LLC every 3 months. We have to pay taxes off of any money he gets off of YouTube. That's what running a business is about. Not taking other people's money or doing something illegally to get money where you don't have to pay taxes on it, Dub, right? Wink, wink. So, in conclusion, everyone on here that claims Tim's a hater and nothing but drama, as they're speaking his name, are they not in the drama by talking shit on somebody else? We are all in the drama every time we talk about somebody else. Unless you're doing it as a friend, joking around, we are all part of this drama. But some of you are too pussy to even notice or at least own your shit. Just because you say, yeah, I used to do vile shit. Put your vile shit up. Let them see your vile shit means you're saying Tim is vile because he said, fuck you, I'm going to dox you, and I don't care if you and your wife are homeless. Fuck your wife, fuck your kid. That's not attacking a child. That was attacking the father. But put up the video right after where he says, you know what? I apologize. I should have never said that. I'd never dox you because I wouldn't do that to your wife or your kids. That's not attacking a child. If he would have said, fuck you, fuck your ugly ass wife, and fuck your mentally retarded kid or your dumbass kid or your fat kid, if he would have put a verb or an adjective to a child's name or a child period, that's an attack. Just saying fuck you, fuck your kids, fuck your mommy and daddy, that's not attacking a child. Get your facts straight. Learn the English words. And word salad, Some of you haters like to say it's word salad. No. See, some of us are smart enough to say what we say and deliberately stress certain words because you dumbasses will deliberately miss the words we highlight, pronunciate clearly, and run with the narrative. And then when I come back and says, I didn't say that, I said this, and I bring the proof, then you want to claim, no. Hey, Carl, you know I got the videos. You know I wasn't pissed off that you left the LNC, the late night crew. You know you were told by Sin that he had been asking me to leave because the chemistry was off. After that year we were all together, everybody was doing different content and we weren't the same that we started with. So we agreed. We even talked to you and me after Sin talked to you, and we're like, yes, let's take a break. We'll think about if we want to even do one show a month or, what we want to do. After you and me had that talk, and me and Loki and everybody else part of that group and HBR, we all still hung out. You were all in my chats. You all had wrenches. We were all joking until you came in and Tim's chat. And you and Kata and Harley and Loki would sit there every time Tim was live or me and say, man, I didn't recognize you, Carl. Where's your suit? You're like, yeah, I know. I feel naked without my suit. You started attacking and whining like a little crybaby bitch over a wrench. And I got the receipts, and you know it because you did it in my live, and I busted you out right on panel, me and Maka. If you want me to pull the live out and show you, and why don't you tell everybody you didn't just delete mine and Tim's messages. You knew what you were saying about the Workyverse and the other families. You deleted so many other people, 16 in total, from the paranormal group, from some in the Workyverse group, from me and Tim, and other people that only had memes with you. But because of certain things that you said of what you would do if they made one more attempt at what they were saying, how you'd call the police or you had to report them, you deleted it. So nobody had receipts about what you really did. Huh. Tell the truth, Carho. It's about accountability, guys. I'm not trying to bust him out. Everybody wants to say me and Tim have to do accountability. Well, all you motherfuckers saying that and saying we're drama, own up to yourselves. Come on, I want to hear it around YouTube. Everybody better be doing a video. I'm part of the drama. I better see comments from all you haters under mine saying, you're right, Lori. We're all just as guilty. Maybe we should all take accountability. Nope. I bet all you weak ass cowards, I won't see any of you haters in any of my chats, my inboxes, or on my community post or in this video comment section because you're going to try to pretend you're better than. And right there shows that you're not, that you're clueless and you're as dumb as a box of rocks because you can't take accountability. I don't need you, any of you, to validate who I am. I like who I like. I support who I support. If they support me or if they just treat me with respect, they will always get that respect, even if I don't like them. If they come in the chat and they're being positive, I will greet them. Some of the mods, they get heavy and they do block. Yes, but they see more than we do. And if they see you say really foul shit on me and Tim, they're looking out for us. That's what mods are supposed to do. So yeah, we've got some heavy-handed block buttons and timeout people. But you know what? I still shout you out, mods, because you are trying to look out for me and Tim. But if they come in and they're being respectable, let them in. If they start running their trash mouth, then block them. Get them out. Because you know what, haters? Do you know why we decided to do subscribers only? A lot of people in the country rap have started that. Because we saw your list and how your plan is to infiltrate country rap and destroy it and find people to turn into locales for your entertainment. If you don't think we already knew about that plan, do you not think that people have people planted in these groups of yours that you think are friends? You think you are so masterful that only you think of shit like this? I didn't, because I don't play that game. I ain't a troll. But I can best you if it's just words about things said on the internet, because you'll pull up a video, but I bet you I got a video to counter what you've got. That's why you don't want to talk. That's why you have to put me down, because you got to make sure nobody believes what I say. But you know what? There's a lot of people that don't. There's about 25 haters that will go along like sheep. And everybody who talks shit on me and Tim, they're right there. But you know what? There's a lot of people that if you just pay attention to your chat are on other topics because they know you're just talking shit. That's why we don't respond, because we know you're liars and that you're just looking for attention. And that's why you don't get our attention, because you want it. You would suck another man's dick to get our attention. It ain't gonna happen. Wipe your mouth. You drooling for the last 2 years going at Tim, and you can't even get him to say your name or even reply or make a statement about what you're doing. It makes you pathetic. Such a little man, so pathetic. All of you. Nick, you think all these memes of these gay memes that you and Gabe from doing podcasts make you, they cheer you? Do you know how bad that looks on you? That in your mind, every day you're doing a video of another man with dicks, you're thinking of different ways to use dicks with another man. Just because a year ago you came in starting drama and he said, "Get out of here, you," and he called you the other word for gay. And you got mad that you got busted. Because at first I stuck up for you, but then you started doing nothing but gay memes. You were telling us what you really want. Tim and Dick. Tim and Dick. Larry and Dick. Chop and Dick. You outed yourself, boy. You got another one that takes bongs and puts clay over it. Check it out, guys. It's a fucking man's penis shaft. It's shaft of dicks with the veins. And he's smoking off of it. Hello. All he talks about is if a man's dick works. Is a man getting dick down? Is he getting his dick sucked? Why do you all matter? Why are you all so concerned about my man's dick? We know all of you saw a picture from a year ago that another man was peeping and spread the word around that Tim's hung, and I'm not even going to say what he said. The videos are up, guys. I don't have to prove anything about my man, but I know that he's been able to keep me satisfied for almost 30 years. What about some of you? Anyways, guys, sorry I didn't read the chat. Please leave me a comment. Was I telling the truth? Am I speaking facts? Everybody wants to take accountability of other people to take accountability, but they ain't got the balls to stand on their own. I do. When I'm asked if I've talked shit, I sure have. And you know what? I even did a community post in Warren Granny Jams. I said, I'm going to strike your channel for your private member streams of ours that you stole from our members. Because if any one of you did a private member stream, I think anybody that would steal that content and post it is wrong, because they're not taking shit about you. They're stealing from everybody who paid money. That's their private property. So I warned her. She took it down, said she was wrong. She apologized and she deleted it. The dumbass reposted it and YouTube took her shit. So now she's on a quest to try to take Tim down when Tim didn't do shit. Doesn't talk about her. And all you saying we're picking on an elderly woman. The bitch is only 4 years older than me. She came at us first. And how is it? I'm a liar, but everything I've said about her, how did I know? Because she went live and said, oh, that was my dad. This was my sister. That was my. So how would I know about that information unless she told me? How am I a liar when she admits she said it, but oh, it was a joke? Or I was only saying it because somebody said it and I read their comment. How am I a liar? She can't stand it. So then after she posted she was going to unalive herself, she changed her mind. After she re-put stream up that she already knew she was getting hit, she reposted. After she said she deleted and she was in the wrong and apologized, she redid it again. And YouTube caught her. Because you took that block that if my content shows up again, delete, take them out. Well, dumbass put up 4 other videos and she lost it. That was on her. That's not me. She had a lot of Tim's lives up. I didn't strike it. Tim hasn't struck anybody. All of you are playing his content on a normal basis. And guess what? We don't care. Use it. It's on a live. But if you steal from anybody's private memberships, you deserve anything that comes your way, because you're not stealing from them. You're stealing from everybody that gave them money and pays for that. That's their property. They bought it. So that's a theft. And that's where I have a problem with stealing. You don't steal from other people. Be original. Come up with your own shit. So, with that being closed, I hope you all have a blessed day. You haters, I'm not going to be going live and discussing this anymore. I have my garden that's blooming. I've got a wonderful husband that's there for me and has been for 30 years. We've raised 4 kids. We got 4 grandkids. And I'm never live if I'm with my grandson. Tim will never go live in the day if we're with our grandson. Now, when he's with us on the weekends, I'm not live and Tim isn't either. Now, when little man goes to bed, he'll go live on Friday nights and Saturdays. And he goes home Sunday evening after dinner. So Tim will go live Sundays. So for all you always saying, don't we have grandkids? Yeah, so do you. But you know what? They have a mommy and a daddy. They have a stepdaddy and a stepmommy. Grandparents aren't raising them unless there was no mommy or daddy in the picture. I raised them for 5 years because my daughter was working, and the hours she was working, 12-hour shifts, little man had a routine for bed and stuff. So he lived with me, and you didn't see me on the internet. I didn't start my YouTube. I started going on Tim's when little man went back to his mom and his dad. And my daughter got married, got clean, started doing really well. And the dad got married, and he's got siblings, and they got him. And I didn't have to be there and be the mom, the grandma, the grandpa, the daddy. I got to be just the grandma, and Tim gets to be just grandpa. So the rest of the time, Tim doesn't go live unless he's on his lunch break, but never while he's at work. Oh, that's right. He's fired. When he's delivering pizzas, he doesn't go live except for his lunch break. They give him great benefits, so we can afford our truck and our Corvette still, even though, YouTube's always right. And since he lost his job and got fired, and Nuggy got fired, and all these people got fired. But it's funny, none of you believe in calling jobs, but yet you're so glad thinking everybody got fired. Johnny shouts out Tyrone, who's always talking about calling people's jobs. Oh, hypocrisy, no accountability. Ask people on TikTok and private messages for Tim's information so he could call his job. I didn't do that. Tim doesn't let him do the rundown, so he's going to try blackmailing me, and then says, I didn't blackmail, and I put out the proof, and people still believe Johnny. You guys I proved another people, they were attacking. Me and Tim go live. I have the receipts. Oh, I'm standing with these people because they're lying. You can alter anything. What? When I put the timestamp and I go through the whole thread, see, also, I'll never call anybody a pedo unless I've got actual hardcore proof that they've admitted it, they've been arrested and go to jail for it. So I've only called out one. And there's so much more. And, I was waiting to see if I'm going to get sued. But other than that, something was put in place. And if it's broken, then you guys will know what I found out more. But recently. But I got to wait for the courts. That's what my attorney advised. So I'm going to follow the law first. To me, I've always been about the law. Everybody knows that. If you don't like, we never claim to be outlaws. We don't do the outlaw. We ain't never been arrested. We have never been to jail. We got good credit. We got good finances. We've got no problem in our marriages, no arrest or even charge for any kind of thing. So we put our life on here. We have nothing to hide. And that's why you hate us so much, because you aren't us, because your backgrounds are dirty. And you all say, oh, everybody's got something dirty in their background. I don't. I've lived a good life. I've lived a clean life. Nothing bad on my records, financial histories, marriages, nothing. I don't have anything dirty on my life. That's why I don't mind being on here live, showing my face and who I am, because I have nothing to hide. Tim is live. He has nothing to hide. So, and that's why you guys hate us, because you aren't us and you could never be. Half of you are already in your 40s, rounding 50, and you're still, Tim doesn't have to work. That's why you hate him. He could sit here on his ass all day going live. and we would still have the life we lead. Some of you are so mad that he goes to all these concerts and these artists value him and respect him. It isn't because of his service. It's because they met him through a reactor before they even knew he was military. Dub and some of you other crackheads. And I don't mean that as that you are crackheads. I'm meaning it that just as a slang word that you guys are dumb and acting like a dummy. So the artist never knew about his military at first because Tim never talked about it until I came on. Because you know what? He should talk about it. That man is an American hero. How many soldiers get written up in the New York Times, except for generals and majors and the presidents and all the big shots? How many normal soldiers get written up in the New York Times? How many get a chapter in a book, the first chapter about being a hero? How many soldiers get outcomes with valor? A valor tag means you did something above, beyond and above, which you're supposed to. He don't talk about a couple soldiers, how he got that valor, the lives he saved. And that cost him almost his full life that night. No, he doesn't. He doesn't hide behind it. I wish he would talk more about it because you know what? He's my hero. And because of his brain damage, I'm going to have his back. If he forgets something or he doesn't understand what the guys are talking about, you're damn right I'm going to bust onto his live. Or I'm going to go live the next day and I'm going to bring the receipts. Or I'm going to break it down Barney style for all you hating dumbass bitches that don't understand what was really being said when Bravo went after Tim, or this one goes after Tim, or Johnny talking about everybody hates him. Where, Johnny? Show me where Tim or Chopper, Adam or Justin have ever said they are pissed that you've got a house. I dare you. Show me where Rusty says, shit, fuck it, he's got himself a house. Damn it. I want you to show your proof. Show your receipts that Tim said he was coming to get you with 5 guys. Because some of you dumbasses are running around like, I lost respect for Tim because now he's going to come back and get you and he's bringing people. Never once did he say he was coming back to get Johnny. He made that up and you all are too stupid to ask him for the receipt. But I have to give credit. There's quite a few of you who have actually come and started asking questions. And when you see the receipts, you go back and ask him for his. He'll block you or take your wrench and tell you some excuse why you can't talk about it. I wonder why. See, Tim's story of the baggers have been the same for 6 years. Our stories about everything we put out, you will never find a variation because it is true. When you lie, you have to change your story. When you tell the truth, it's always the same. I stand by anything I said. I don't start drama with people. I don't believe in attacking people. I believe in trying to do unity. I do try to talk to people behind the scenes to get to know them and try to actually, I think people are good until they show me they're not. And why would you talk to people on the internet and not want to get to know them? Because you know what? Some of the people that I've got to know, now I've known them for 3 to 6 years, and they are some of the best people. And you know why they don't go around supporting us? Because we've asked them not to, not because they don't want to. And that's why we don't go out there yelling and attacking people that are attacking them, because we believe anybody steps into it, they have to stand on their own. Now, if they get attacked for no reason, oh yeah, people better stand up. But me and Tim don't want anybody, because you know what? We stand on everything we said. So many of you won't stand on what you say. You won't show the proof of what you say. Anything I say, if I tell you I've got something, you better take it to the bank that I've got it. And I've proven it many times. I don't have to lie to you guys. I will stand up for all of you who stand up for us. If you've been good to me, I'm always going to be good to you. If you're good to my man, I'm going to be good to you. If you respect us, anything that's that, I'm going to be there with you until it ends. I don't care if somebody hates on you. I don't care if you have had a group that are coming at you. I'll stand by you. But the first time you do something sideways, you lose that. You lose that honor of being my friend or having my friendship. And I give people second and third chances like a dumbass. The one who liked to record us, and he's recorded other friends beforehand. So the people he's with now, if they don't think he's recorded them, they're stupid. This motherfucker records everybody. Everybody likes to say me and Tim recorded everybody. Nope. I warned people that I was going to record, and they kept doing, and I did what I said, but I at least let them know. And at the time, I've never recorded a friend. There ain't one person on here that says that I've recorded them as they were my friend. Not a single person. Because one, I've never recorded anybody. I even went to bat for somebody that they said she didn't exist. She looked like a man. And we called and verified it and proved that she was everything she said she was. And then the bitch still turned on me because I wouldn't turn on Tim and tell Tim to quit going after Adam or Ryan. That made me a snake because I stood by my husband. Well, I'm sorry, bitch, that you need the internet to try to get a man, that you can't get one where you live. I can't help that. But if you really had a man, a good one, and you don't stand by him, I address my man when he's right, and I'll also do it publicly because that's how much I love him. I don't want him to be wrong and I'm right there and I let him run with it and then tell him in private. I will go out there and make sure he's corrected so you all know. Because you know what? Half of you that are on here telling your bullshit lies, you ain't been blown up by 5 IEDs. You ain't had 5 major concussions. You ain't been in comas. You didn't learn how to reread and retalk and rewalk. That's a strong ass man, my husband, that had to go through all of that, stood strong and tall through all of that, and made it through the other side while still supporting and fighting for the rights of other men over there to get them home. He lost 2 men, and one of them, he was home on his 10-day R&R from war when he went out, and he wasn't supposed to go out, but he wanted to. So the guy acting as the leader took him his first time out. Do you know my man blames himself for that because he wasn't there and he would have stopped it? He had nothing to do with that. My man is live every night because he doesn't want to sleep and have those memories. He'd rather have fun with all of you guys, the good ones. You haters want to hate because you can't have fun. Your ideal of fun is trashing other people, and then you call it comedy. Ain't nothing funny about lying and playing somebody else's content, breaking it down your way, and doing nothing but trashing those people. At least when Tim puts out Ryan's videos, he also puts out the receipts. When he did the battles of Ryan, he put out both sides to let everybody see both sides. He don't just trash Ryan. He plays what Ryan says, and then he brings the facts. Most of the drama on Tim's channel is you haters jumping up in his chat and on his panel to start shit that gets everybody going. You guys are the real drama. And I've asked him, no more. If he don't know you, you ain't a regular. And that's why it was subscriber only. Because all you haters, you got something to say it on your own platform. Why come in and destroy our people's fun, our supporters, our family members? Why should we let you in for free to talk your shit when you don't even believe most of what you're saying? You just want to get hate so you get a view and look like a hero for the ones that are got content. Ryan, look at me. I'm still your friend. Don't kick me to the curb. Hey guys, let's support this one because Ryan says his name. As soon as Ryan says something negative, you all are so fake, you dump these losers in a second. You just ain't got the balls to admit it. At least I would never do that. I don't suck off of any artist. Neither does Tim. Tim is friends with the artist, but if they have a problem with somebody, he doesn't. That's why he never had a problem with Bravo. That's between Savannah and Bravo. Tim has never dwelled into anybody's actual relationship. He'll cover what happened, but he doesn't go into details like some of you did. And when he fucks up, he's man enough to admit it. Most of you, nah. Even when you're confronted with the truth, you don't have the balls to stand up and say, I apologize, I was wrong, I shouldn't have. Or when you sit there and poke at Tim over and over, oh, I don't want to have a problem with Tim. I don't want to have a problem with Tim, but, you know, he is on the fence. I bet he could be easily pushed over. Well, yeah, when you keep poking and poking, but guess what? He still didn't come at you. He gave advice, but then you use that advice to twist it so that you could go after him because that's what you wanted all along. I'm happy if I have 5 people in my chat or if I have 100 because I don't care. I'm not ever going to be monetized because I don't want to. I could be. Hell, I had my watch hours my 3rd month on here. I had my subscribers. I'm still not going to be monetized. I don't need anybody's money. Tim did it for the memberships. My channel ain't big enough for members. And if I'm going to do a member stream for you guys, I'll do it with Tim. So you'll still get my content with Tim's content. Monetized was for those memberships because he had does streams for the members, special events, special concert footage. With all that being said, quit your bitching. I'm going to talk for my man anytime I want to. I'm going to have an opinion on anything that's said about my man. What? I get the same rights that you get. Some of you are some low-class American citizens that ain't did shit for your country but steal and leech off of it. And you think you get an opinion, but those of us that are good, upstanding citizens can't? Keep fooling yourself. But this is one bitch, she don't break. I don't bend. If I'm your friend, I stand by you whether you agree with me or not. I don't need you to do what I say, act like I do, or agree with everything I said. I'd be bored out of my mind being surrounded by yes people. I want people that have an opinion, that challenge me, and that let me challenge them so that we all can grow from that. So say what you want about me. But the one thing none of you can say is that if I turn on you because the crowd says to. None of you can say that I attacked you, so that's why you come at me. Because I ain't gone after anybody first. I make sure of that. I hold myself to that. Everybody gets respect. Everybody deserves that respect until you lose it. So, with that being said, for all you that were in here supporting me, I appreciate it. I hope all you haters out there that always talk about Tim being drama, look in the mirror and actually realize, damn, some of us actually go over there to engage him, to get him talking about drama, even when they have a show and people show up to start drama. You guys blame Tim. So how about those of you pointing the finger? Pull your finger back, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, have I ever talked shit on anybody just because? Have I gone after Tim just because he doesn't like Ryan? There's about 100 of you over there that hang out, or I'll say 50 to 60 in my 12 points that applies to. Tim has never said your name, never went at you, but all you do is bash him daily because he points out where church is a liar and a fraud and that he's the troll that brought the trolls. Him and Johnny and Square are the reason we have trolls in the country rap scene. And they've all admitted it. Some have even had the balls to tell Dub, nope, it wasn't Tim. Tim was never in the true crime community. He didn't start there. He started right here with his very first video and live on church, giving him advice based on what church said, as everybody in the whole community believed that story about Katie. Finally, Katie came clean last year or the year before with the Nashville Project. People started reaching out. She started reaching out. She gave her side. And the one thing that was clear, Mike 12 Point and them are still running, that she was trying to hem him up with a SA charge to lock him up. She never went to the police. So how was she trying to get him arrested if she never went to the police? See, do your research, guys. Watch churches, watch Katie's. That's what I did. They both made mistakes. They both fucked up, and they both are right on certain factors. But I'm not going to dwell into it. Just know both sides were right. It takes two, guys. It takes two to make that song. It takes two to make a thing go right. And it also takes two to make a thing go wrong. There's always two sides to the story. Well, three. You got this side, that side, and the one in the middle. The one in the middle is the neutral one. That's for you to go in, see both sides, and form an honest opinion based on what you saw and heard. Some of you don't do that. I do. And I'll stand on that. From the minute I came on YouTube to the minute I leave YouTube. But I'll leave YouTube on my terms. I don't give a fuck what you weak ass men say about me. You want to talk about my vagina? You want to talk about my men's dick? Go for it. I'm so glad you find it so interesting that you want the nitty gritties of how many times he fucks me, I suck him, and everything else in between. But you know what? You're so thirsty, and I don't like you, that I won't give you that glass of water to quench your thirst. Go back and watch our videos. Tim has slipped and given an eyeful. Hell, when men even call out the size of his bang, then you know there's something there. So anyways, I won't talk about his wang wang. That's his business. it's been discussed by so many people for the last 2 years. You guys have a blessed one. I'll probably do a music stream sometime this weekend when Tim's not live. We'll go back and we're going to do the old school family independent country rap live like we did the other night. Everybody reached out, said they enjoyed it, asking me when we're going to do it again. I'm going to do it sometime this weekend that he's not. And I will tell you this. If not, when Tim gets back, we will all do that again anyways when he gets back. He's got a couple shows coming up. He's got a couple interviews coming up. But when he has a free moment next week, we will do the OG, original, Table Talk Time, Triple T, family, classic country rap vibe. Other than that, you guys have a blessed day. I appreciate all your support. And I even love all you haters who hate on me and Tim because you watching. You be doing watching while I'm just living my life. And that's why you're just clowns because you're so damn desperate. You don't even enjoy your own life. You'd rather find whatever you can to paint me and Tim as bad people. When we don't paint you bad people, you're just proving to everybody it's you that are the clowns. So, and all you little haters, you know, I am built like a shit house. That's right. A brick house. Because you know what? I eat right. I work out right. And I take care of my body. 6'1" of all health. Well, you're loved right and you're treated like a, you make sure your grandkids are special and they know it. And my friends all know it. My friends and my supporters. If I got their back, because I've proven it for almost 3 years, with 3 years that I've been on here. So, and you could take that to the bank. And if you don't want to, because you're a hater, roll up what I said in a nice big ball and shove it right where the sun don't shine. Because that's what it's worth. It's not even worth toilet paper to be flushed. Just shove it on up there. Block your ass up. Because your brain's already mentally blocked. I salute all of you and I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you on a classic rock, pop, hip hop, and everything in between, episode 10. Have a blessed day, everybody.